14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital. Your pet, their passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
And the Westby for Comeback Athlete of the Year is Rudy Gres.
How about that? 3 hits for Rudy Gres at DH.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to it's a Memorial Day special is what we're doing here, all day on the ticket. Again, this is Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth. We are in live in studio, me here alongside with Peyton.
What up,
Peyton,
what
how
up?
are you doing today?
I'm all right, man. Beautiful day today, beautiful morning or afternoon now. Getting ready to put in these hours to work.
Yeah, it's been a long day, but it's always a fun day here. The longer we can be on air, the better is how I've always seen it. So that's the mindset here. I mean, we got a lot of Huskers sports to talk about. Talked a lot about it this morning, and then some with DP as well here. Just going over the regionals. For those who don't know, the entire bracket has now been officially uploaded, posted, all of this, that, and the third. So we will talk a little bit about that, some regional stuff, some stuff that kind of stands out above all, and then we'll really just be talking about sports all day, whatever comes to mind. I mean, we got 3 hours. We can get through a lot, and we can also talk a lot more. So that'll be fun. But with that being said, here is what is going to be the regional here in Lincoln. It'll be Nebraska, South Dakota State, Ole Miss, and Arizona State. South Dakota State is not too much of a trouble, but again, it's baseball. Anything can really happen. So that'll be their first matchup. And then you got Ole Miss, Arizona State on the other side of the regional. And that one probably brings a little more questions. I mean, Ole Miss is the SEC there, and they're known for always being a powerhouse of baseball, always being a strong team. We'll see some of their powder blue uniforms here in Lincoln. Hopefully, those are always nice to just see on the field. Arizona State's also not a team to be pushed over. They do have some good wins this year. They all both do. But I think as far as every other region goes, they all look kind of tough. Peyton, how much do you follow some of college baseball as far as big teams go?
So, I mean, I follow, obviously, our HUSKERS. But everybody else, I stay away from. I'm kind of, I don't know ball with.
That's all good.
When it comes to the powerhouses, at least.
Nice. Well, let's do some blind polls here then. That's how we'll start this off.
Right,
blind projections.
Gotcha.
I'll let you know how close I would be to what you're thinking, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
So we'll start here.
I might surprise you, gang.
All right, we'll see. Okay. Number 1 seed, UCLA, is obviously hosting over there, the Bruins. So in theirs, they got St. Mary's College, Virginia Tech, and Cal Poly. Any of those seem worrisome, or any of those kind of just what do you think?
Rename that again.
All right, you got UCLA.
Okay.
You got Virginia Tech, Cal Poly, and St. Mary's.
Okay. Any of those seem worrisome to UCLA?
Yeah. No. Like, do you think they're going to have trouble getting out of that region at all? Or you think they're fine?
I think they're fine.
Okay.
I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe one game will go a little closer than they would like, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think too in the Big Ten tournament they won the entire tournament, which is never a bad thing. But all 3 games, it came down to the last batter of the last inning. Basically, they went into walked off 3 straight games, which is not easy to do, but it's obviously a situation you don't want to be in, especially not 3 straight games. So I think they'll be fine, obviously. I think Virginia Tech and Cal Poly might give them some trouble, whoever wins out of that one. But, yeah, that one's pretty simple. All right,
I think they'll be fine on that one.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the second bracket here. The number 2 is going to be Georgia Tech, UIC, Oklahoma, and we'll just get past that. Georgia Tech's not losing to these guys. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm gonna get to the ones that stand out to me. Is what I think. The ones that are gonna be a little tougher. So I want to see what you know here.
There we go.
All right, me and DP were talking about the 5th region here in Chapel Hill. You got North Carolina, VCU, Tennessee, and East Carolina. What do you know about any of those guys?
Who's having trouble to get out of that?
Yeah. If anyone is. If not, if you think the number 1 seed is going to storm through there in North Carolina, all right. But what do you think?
I don't think the number 1 seed is going to storm through UNC. Yeah. I don't think they'll like steamroll them.
Okay.
I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a good matchup. I think challenge-wise, like instead of you know how in a game, I mean, you're bound to win, but you're the one that keeps shooting yourself in the foot. You're the one making your own mistakes. I think they'll do that in games prior to this. The Oregon, we're talking about number 1 seed, but I think when they come up against UNC, it'll be their first. They'll get a little challenge actually being thrown at them or something.
Yeah, I think that one's an interesting reason. I think Tennessee's in there, so that one's kind of Tennessee's always pretty strong at baseball, and then one that stands out to me in Texas here, not the Longhorns. The Longhorns, I'm not worried about theirs at all. They got Holy Cross, Tarleton State, and UC Santa Barbara. UC Santa Barbara might give them trouble. Every California West Coast team is always pretty solid at baseball, so that one gives me worry. Not worry, but that one will probably be the game they have to play a little better in. I mean, they have some bad luck in some regionals, so
they got to come correct that game.
Yeah, but I think they'll be good. They're, I want to say top 5 or 6. They're the 6th seed for sure in the entire thing. So they're the 6th team hosting, and which is great. It's just they got to get out of there now. But after that, Texas A&M, and I don't know if you know anything about Texas A&M baseball. Have you seen like the football stadium? How they obviously get crazy for those games.
Football, I'm all knowledge.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like the A&M crowds there or no?
For football, yes. But
no. And so baseball obviously does not fit nearly as much, obviously. But that, like, there's some videos we got to get you to see at some point where during the game, if the pitcher, for example, on the other team, so they'll face Lamar from Houston. Let's say Lamar gets up there game 1 and their pitcher walks somebody on 4 straight balls. Right. The entire stadium after that starts doing a ball chant. And so before he pitches the 5th pitch, they're all just chanting ball 5 at him, like as loud as possible. And so like there's times where the camera's shaking from how loud they're getting. I'm like,
stadium pulse. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're real big on that. That's the reason I think they might get out of there better off, just because they're going to have that home field advantage. But then if they get out of that, they'll more than likely beat Lamar game 1. And then they either play USC or Texas State. And Texas State is a team that always gives the Texas Longhorns some good trouble down there in Austin. So, I mean, they're a very reputable team. And then USC obviously is a top team. They were one of the top teams in the Big Ten to finish there, and I think they had the Big Ten Pitcher of the Year on their team, so they'll be good. But it's definitely going to be. I think that one's the region I'm going to watch second closest, maybe 3rd closest behind Nebraska, Texas, and then I'll tune in to some A&M games. But that'll be a fun one. All right, let's see here. All the other ones seem pretty simple. I'm not going to lie. Georgia's got LIU, Boston College, and Liberty. Liberty might do something there, but even that, it's just it's Georgia. Long Island University. Yep.
LIU Sharks.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think it'll be all these other regions seem pretty evenly matched. The Nebraska one seems evenly matched, but that's the fun part. I think it's because for football, you can get into some of these matchups, and not that they seem like they know what is going on, or not that anyone can predict anything as far as records and brackets go, but I fully expect Nebraska to be strong, but there's going to be some games that definitely around the entire country will be some, not upsets, but it's going to be like, okay, like maybe for example, I'm going to throw it out there as an opposite of a jinx, or maybe a jinx and it doesn't happen. But like if Texas were to lose to Holy Cross, like that would surprise me absolutely, because Holy Cross has 26 wins on the year or something, but it's also baseball. Anything can happen. Like Ohio State swept Nebraska earlier this year in Ohio State. They're not a bad team, but from what was going on in the Big Ten tournament, they're not a strong team either, so that's always going to be fun to watch. But I don't know. I mean, it's a good time. Softball starts on Thursday. They have Arkansas. Yeah, the Women's College World Series starts on Thursday, so we're sending Nick Sainert down there, so that'll be fun for him. He'll be doing all of our coverage. Yeah, I know. That dude is just
lucky.
Yeah. I don't know if he's tuning in or not, but we make a lot of jokes to him here about how he is in all these cool access situations. But, I mean, again, no one better. It's not like I'm –
Nick, I bet you're golfing right now, man.
He probably is. Yeah, he's off today. Yeah, he saw that we were taking care of the show, and he was, I guarantee you he's golfing right now. So good for him. But no, we'll have him doing coverage out there. Obviously, the Lincoln Baseball Regional will be here. We'll see who we end up sending for coverage on that. But it'll be a fun time here at the Ticket. Again, another very busy week here. But again, busy's not bad, but busy is starting to slow down after this week, hopefully. Not hopefully, because that means we're losing. But at least in terms of having people all over the country, I think that might slow down. But that's always fun. It's cool to have our guys doing extra coverage and stuff. So that's always a great time. I mentioned it a little bit yesterday. I was glad to be at the Big Ten tournament and see some of these things up front. So it's cool. It's obviously some cool experiences we get.
Rudy,
here.
where would you like to travel to, man? Where would you like to travel to? Your ideal, maybe best case scenario, going to cover a game or cover
going to cover. I was going to ask, like, sports wise, sports wise, I think. Again, the people might not want to hear this, but ideally, I think the one game I think it'd be the coolest in the world to have like media access, go down there, interview some players, whatever, would be Texas versus A&M for football.
Okay.
In College Station, though, I want to go on the road and I want to see the A&M, how crazy they get there.
Okay.
And then I want to cover at some point. I'll make it happen on my own dime. I don't care. It'd be cool. Like if the Spurs make it to the finals, I would love to go back home to San Antonio and cover that. That'd be super cool. But I know people here aren't too big on basketball, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I think that would be awesome. I think it'd be cool to cover a Spurs game, talk to Wemby if I ever could, or at least be in the post-conference room, something like that.
Dude,
would be
I don't
awesome.
know. I don't even know if the mic would reach up there.
No, yeah, dude, he is insane. And then like I was obviously they won last night. He did his thing, but they are such a locked in team, the Spurs right now with Wemby. Like in the press conference, he cares, but those answers he's given, it's more of like I just have to be here. I'm going to answer them. Like get me out of here type of thing. And I'm excited. They play Tuesday now.
Oh my!
So I mean, they tied the series last night 2-2. I'm excited. Their SGA played pretty bad last year. Didn't even play the entire fourth quarter.
I saw that.
Great, yeah.
Why was he out the entire fourth?
They
were getting blown out.
Yeah, they were getting blown out, but not to the point where I don't think he shouldn't have started the fourth quarter at least. But I know they were saying like his hand was giving him trouble. Of course, figure that he got hurt somehow on the ground. But no, I mean it was cool. What about you though? If you could travel anywhere, cover one sporting event, what would it be?
I think if any of these guys ever sent me to the Carolinas parts, I'd go over there. Maybe even like Oregon. I'd go cover a spot, just some place I haven't been, but like one of the most randomest places I kind of haven't been.
Yeah.
Oregon to me seems like a random place.
Okay.
That Peyton hasn't been to, I want to say. And then the Carolinas, it's always pretty to me. I mean, I've seen it from other people's points of views. I'd like to go experience it for myself. As for the sport, cover like any kind of track event would be amazing. Probably a track event, honestly. And then second would be like football.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think like there's just some like okay, now we'll change it up a little bit. What game or sporting event from the past do you think you would have gone to? Anything like historic, anything like that? Live or dead? Or sorry, not dead. Alive or not born yet? Was there what would you have liked to be at?
Man.
I got a couple too off the top of the head, I think. Like
off the top of the dome.
I think the first one I'm going with is Game 7, Cavaliers and Warriors.
Okay.
The 3-1 comeback. I think that would have been
comeback.
insane to be at.
Yeah, I probably would have been. That would have been pretty crazy to be at. I don't think I would have been a happy trooper, though. I'll be honest.
You're a Warriors fan?
Back when that was going on,
okay.
Yeah. I was like a kid, man. I was just watching Stephen Curry go out there. I was watching Curry and Clay go out there and just light it up. I'm like, this guy's the greatest. Like, obviously, as a kid, I want to be like him. But yeah, no, seeing that, I was definitely a Warriors fan for just that, 10 years as a child. I'm gonna go something else, Rudy. I'm not gonna lie. It might date. It doesn't date me, but I'm gonna go to a couple years ago. What is that? 2020, 2021. My Bills versus Chiefs down to the when we changed the rule, like we talked about yesterday.
So you're saying you'd go to the loss?
4 touchdowns. I want to be in that stadium.
But you'd be at the loss. That's the
I'd be at the loss.
Okay.
I think I'd be balling my eye.
That's fair.
You had to make sure they knew it was a loss. I think the people know.
No, I think I agree though, because like we talked about, the Blue Jays lost in the World Series this year, Game 7 too.
Bro, just to be in that environment, win or loss, like win or lose, like see Josh Allen light it up.
I'm just not a Josh Allen guy.
You're not a Josh.
I'm not. He's my fantasy quarterback though in my dynasty league, so he's there again every year. But
so I'm confused why you're not a Josh Allen.
I don't like
what
him.
About the guy
I think it's simply because like he's just not on my team. I think that's there's guys around the league where I'm like, I like those guys. I like they're good, but it's like they're not on my team, that is what it is. Like, I think he's one of them.
Okay. But it seems like you're going out of your way to hate on Josh.
No,
That's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
I think his like the narrative around him is that he can't win the big games, and I think that's the only thing. It is true.
I don't think it's true.
He hasn't won a Super Bowl yet.
Okay.
I think there's some guys. I was gonna say I think there's some guys in the league who can win big games that haven't won a Super Bowl yet, and I put Jordan Love and Josh Allen. I put them in the same group though. Like I think they're good. Not skill set, but I'm going off at least what they've done. Because realistically, neither of them have done anything besides, yes, like Josh Allen has the accolades and the awards, which is not what I'm talking about. But in terms of team success, neither of them have gotten to the point where they want to get to, and I think that's perfectly fine. But I think a guy like Caleb Williams, I'm not even a Williams fan at all either. I'm a Packers fan, but I think he's someone that game on the line, I trust him a lot more than I trust other guys.
Do you think Caleb Williams will reach a Super Bowl before Josh Allen does?
I think he'll win one before Josh Allen does. I do.
At the point of their careers, if you compare them, is that what you're saying?
Do you? I just think in totality, I think he'll win one
before Josh Allen even go. Like, will he see like Drake May has seen a Super Bowl before Josh Allen? Do you think Caleb Williams will see a Super Bowl before Josh Allen? Win or
I'd
lose,
say probably not. I think Josh Allen probably has a better chance of getting there, at least as of now. I think he is like on the shorter path to getting there before Caleb Williams, just because they have more.
But you don't think he'll win? You don't think the first Super Bowl Josh Allen?
I really don't.
You don't think he'll win?
I don't.
I think
I don't think that's a Josh Allen thing. I think that's more of just a Bills thing. I think that's really what that comes down to too. I think they're cursed. Man. I think they're cursed. Yeah,
they're a little cursed.
I think I have to see. I'd have to see it first, obviously, to be able to actually believe it. But I think like that's the thing. They're always there. Y'all are always on the doorstep waiting to get in. It's just teams can't do it sometimes, and I think that's kind of where it's at. And I don't think it's a Josh Allen problem either, because obviously MVPs, he'll have the touchdowns and everything, and when it's all said and done. But I just think that for some reason the Bills just can't get it done, and that's where I'm at. There's a bunch of teams like that. I think that I'll think about that. It's like they're great, they have the talent for it, but they're just not going to win a World Series, win a finals. Like the Knicks. I think no matter how many times the Knicks will get to the finals, they're not winning the finals.
Knicks, you don't think they're winning the finals this year?
No.
You think they're going though? You don't think?
Well, yeah, they're up 3-0 right now against the Cavs. No, there's no way the Cavs are coming 3-0 down. But I think I talked about it with Wyman this morning too with Connor, that it really just feels like a consolation tournament or consolation bracket over there. Like whoever wins the Eastern Conference Finals, they're losing to the West no matter what. I think there's a reason. I think the Spurs and the Thunder, they did finish top 2 records in the league. Like, yeah, the Knicks aren't beating the Thunder. The Knicks aren't beating the Spurs. I do want the Spurs, and I think the Spurs will get out of there. But I like whoever wins the Western Conference Finals, we're either going to see the Spurs win their first championship in years, or we're going to see OKC go back to back.
Honestly,
those are the only two
I think
ways.
they have a better chance to win against the Spurs. Not the Spurs.
Against the Thunder, yeah.
Thunder, yes.
I think the Thunder are a more beatable team. I think they match up pretty tough for the Spurs, which is the problem. But I think the Thunder.
I wouldn't want to see the Spurs. If I'm Jalen Brunson, starting point guard, I don't want to see the Spurs.
There's no way. Yeah, like yesterday, I think obviously the Spurs blew out the Thunder, but like they played some of their most complete basketball all up until that point this year. And so like right now they're figuring out the little things. And I think a lot of the coaching strategies are there. Like Wemby after the game also said that they asked, like, how did you prepare for this game after losing game 3? And he said, we probably spent a majority of the last 48 hours, everybody on this team just watching film like religiously. And I don't think the Thunder didn't do that, but I think the Spurs probably did it to a better degree of actually paying attention to more little details. Because someone in the press conference asked him too, like what did you see? And he was like he stared at the reporter and he was like, I'm not going to answer that. Like I'm not giving away what we found out. So I feel like they're in a good position now, and I'm excited for it. But I don't know. I think who else do you think is cursed?
Cursed.
Just teams around the leagues of any league. Like whether they're good and they're never going to win one, or whether they're just going to be in the slumps forever. Like I think the Colorado Rockies don't have any hope for those guys anytime soon. They started off decent this year, but now they're back to being. No,
that's the first team my MLB The Show character was drafted to. Man.
Yeah, it's because they're always the worst team in the league. That's why they get the high pick.
Yeah, I'm a shortstop for the Colorado.
Yeah, there you go. It's not too hard to get to the MLB if you're on the Rockies. That's for sure.
That's crazy, Rudy. Curse besides them, dude. I feel like there are player curses more.
Okay.
Than anything.
Like who?
Christian McCaffrey, dude.
Yeah.
That's the first one that kind of pops up in my head. I feel like there's a little bit of Christian McCaffrey curse. Just with the injuries and then just the not as many successes. Because in Carolina, you saw the guy's a dog. Stanford, you see the guy's a dog. Like you can tell this guy's going to get his every single game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll get his money. But then it's like, I feel like he's such a regular season demon, if that makes sense. Like he's such a regular season guy. But then once it comes to like late in the season or post game stuff, his team is either never there, or like they drop the bucket, you know, at some point.
Yeah.
Like this past year, 49ers, man.
I think that's a team that we're probably not going to. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl anytime soon.
No, I think their window's over with.
Yeah.
I think they had the window about.
I don't think Brock Purdy's the guy. I think he's good. I think he's a good game manager, truly.
Yeah.
Like, how do I word this?
Last 2 years, I feel like 2-3 years, I want to say, they had it. Their window was there.
Yeah.
But it closed maybe 2 years ago, I want to say.
I think that like Purdy is the type, not skill for skill, not even like comparing the two players, but I think the success that Brock Purdy's had of being able to control the team, at least from what he's able to do, is what I think Mendoza's going to do. Maybe a little better, but I think that's the type of quarterback I see Mendoza being, where like, because Brock Purdy doesn't do too much, but they're winning games. They're at least maybe not last year, but like they'll win games. They'll go on good. Like they've had great seasons, made the Super Bowl. Like I think that's the type. I don't know if Mendoza's making a Super Bowl with the Raiders roster, but
no,
I think that team, if they can build around him, I think you have a very talented, better version of Brock Purdy. Maybe not as agile or whatever, but
you think he'll just be?
I think he'll be an elite game manager. Is what I think he'll be the best.
Is that not what you
manager.
Want as a coach?
No, yeah, but I just don't think that he's gonna I don't think he's gonna win you games on his own. Is what I mean. Like I don't think, because like Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, even like these guys can win you games on their own. Obviously, someone's got to catch the football, but like they're playmakers, they're superstars for a reason. And I think Mendoza's an elite quarterback. I think he's elite at what he's good at is the thing. And I just don't think him being a superstar is what's going to be good for him, because I don't think he is one. I think he's a very, very great quarterback when he's able, like his like
role wise, he needs to be game manager.
Yeah, like his best games, best plays, the best highlights, everything he's done in college to win the national championship was when he had time to like pick defenses apart and hits like. Yeah, he had some shots down the field.
I mean,
every
he
now
had
and
a couple plays against Miami where he took off using his. Legs,
he did. He had that run for the touchdown in there and all that, but
he got
but it wasn't a wheels play. That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like, oh, he burnt those guys. It was a powerful run, and that's great. But I think he'll be a quarterback that can kind of just control the game from in the pocket. And again, maybe not, because like crazy here, but you got to hear the full sentence before I finish it.
Hold on.
Like Tom Brady, I think Tom Brady is the GOAT. No one's ever going to dispute that. Nothing ever is coming behind that. But when it comes to Tom Brady, like his whole thing was that he was very like a Kobe, a Mamba mentality type of player. Like you weren't going to mentally beat Tom Brady. But like he wasn't throwing the ball 90 feet, 90 yards down the field. He wasn't doing the most, like there's not too many insane, amazing tapes. It's more about the comebacks he was able to lead. Like I think him as a leader is what made him so great as a quarterback. And I think that's going to be, if Mendoza's going to pan out, he's going to have to be a quarterback like that. And again, he's not going to be the Tom Brady standard of perfection, but I think his best football is going to come when he is the pocket passer, the pocket presence, who, if the line can protect for him and the plays can develop, he's a very smart quarterback. And I think that's what had Tom Brady standing out. And I think, again, he's not going to be at Tom Brady's level of smarts, but that's kind of the role I think he'll thrive at. I don't know.
You don't know that.
I don't know. I'm just not too thrilled that he's a Raider just simply for his own sake, but we'll see.
Man.
We'll see. Again, this is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV here, joined by Peyton. We will be live for, give or take 2.5 more hours. So if you got anything you want to get off, anything you want to send, any hot takes you got, we'll be answering them all. Again, that is 402-464-5685. Again, Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV here on 3.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Charlie Stone again, and Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln will be joining me shortly to talk about a milestone accomplishment at Honda of Lincoln. But before I talk to Andy, I'd like to add a comment of my own. I know you have a lot of choices when buying a new or pre-owned vehicle. It was just announced that Honda of Lincoln is once again the winner for the Lincoln's Choice Award for new car dealers. It's not easy to win that award because it's all based on the highest level of customer satisfaction. I think Honda of Lincoln really is your best choice. Now let's talk to Andy.
Thanks, Charlie, and thanks for your kind words.
Andy, tell us what it takes to win an award like this.
Will do, Charlie. It's about being customer focused. Our sales and service team have been with us for a long time, and every day, all they focus on is 100% customer satisfaction. It's really that simple.
Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Dana Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Dana Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Dana Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at GiveToLincoln.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting GiveToLincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at GiveToLincoln.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10650 to assignee. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7626.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
And the Westby for Comeback Athlete of the Year is Rudy Gres.
How about that? 3 hits for Rudy Gres at DH.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres the 4th on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres the 4th here again on Memorial Day special. If you got anybody on the text line that you want to shout out for Memorial Day, again, we will be reading all of those out loud, giving our appreciation as well. It is a great day to do so. I mean, we have so much to be thankful for, so much to honor. So if anything comes across your mind and it wants to come across the text line, that's 402-464-5685. We'll be here all day. Before we got to break and earlier on in the segment, we were talking a little bit about some sporting events that we'd want to be at. And so we'll both give one more there, and then we'll segue into some baseball talk here that I wanted to I wanted to break it down a little bit, some more baseball things. So we'll get back to that, but I'll let you take the first one here.
Yes. Take me back, Rudy, 2016 to a different 3-1 comeback. Let's go Golden State and Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that. Take me back to that. Take me back to what's it called? Curry down the left side. They're not going to use the timeout. Curry takes it. Bang, bang. That. Take me back to that. To see that again, to be part of that, like, and fully embrace it with all the knowledge I know now. Oh man, I think I that moment would be everything.
And so you are a Warriors fan. You were at the time.
Yeah, I was a fan of the guys, Kyrie and Clay. I was a fan of that image they had going on, everything.
The whole Splash Brothers movement. Yeah, I remember that. That was an interesting time. I think that definitely shifted a lot for basketball. Yeah, because we weren't seeing guys nearly as much start shooting threes at the rate that it was. Like, obviously, threes are always going to be a part of the game, at least not always, but once they got integrated into the league. Yeah. And so after that, it's like, okay, like, I think you saw at league wide type of thing where it's like the 3-ball, you can live and die by it now a little bit more. And I think we're seeing that now more than ever. Like the Spurs, I'll be watching some of those games and they make a lot of threes, but they also miss a lot of threes. And I'm there and I'm like, what are we doing? But at the end of the day, like, that's just the way the game's kind of evolved.
Threes more than 2.
Exactly.
You got to take them.
Yeah.
And they change the game.
They do. It's just unfortunate when you start missing a bunch because it just feels a lot worse. Because it's like, okay, like if we could have driven to the rim there, gotten a layup, we would have been safe. But I mean,
yeah,
again, you live by it, you die by it.
It can cause a bit of tunnel vision, which is crazy because you think the tunnel vision is usually caused by people who drive to the rim with high finishes and everything like that. But it happens for threes as well. I mean, you see Curry, you see all the actual good 3-point shooters in the league. They take threes. Their tendency is to take a 3. They will tunnel vision a 3. But then you get to the question of, do you really want that for your sharpshooters of the team? Do you want them to have tunnel vision? And I say yes. I would want my sharps, my snipers on the team. I need you guys to have tunnel vision 100%. Take the 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So what you're saying basically too is like kind of sharpening one skill versus being not well rounded either. Because obviously Curry himself, if there's a time for it, he'll drive in. Same with Clay. Like shooters like that, Ray Allen would drive to the rim at times too. Like I think Ray Allen is one of my favorite shooters too. Just yeah, I always hated admitting that Curry was going to pass him up, and I mean, rightfully so, respectfully so, he did. But
So do you think Curry is one of the greatest shooters of all time?
oh, I think he is the greatest already.
You think he is?
Yeah, I don't think there's there's no one
undisputed.
better than him.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it
you're
was
right.
Ray Allen. I think before that you'd probably go back to Larry Bird,
I'd go back to Bird for sure.
and then you go to Ray Allen. I think Ray Allen was up there easily,
Yeah.
and then I think Curry just surpassed him to a rank that like I was talking about a little bit too. Actually, like not that Ray Allen was one dimensional, but he lived on the 3-point shot more than most people did during that time, and that's not going to win you an MVP per se. But when Curry can do it and still be elite and still be dishing it out, getting a win, getting rings in there, like I think he did it all and then some. So I easily put Curry as the greatest shooter of all time, and I think it'll be a while till someone passes that, just at the success rate that he was at, because it wasn't the fact that he was just making the threes; it's the fact that he wasn't missing many of them either. And
I think our next GOAT. I'm sorry to say this to you, it is not Wemby.
It's gonna be.
I think he could be one of them. But Cooper Flag, that's the GOAT. That's the next guy. I think that's the next face.
I think he's
NBA.
great. I just don't think he's. From what I think he's great. I think he is a very elite talent. I'm not saying he's bad by any means, but I think in terms of GOAT, I don't think there's. What do you see that you think he'll be the greatest of all time?
GOAT tendencies. I just the overall development and the production he's giving in his first real NBA season, and I say it like that because the guy. It's crazy because he's basically been training with Team USA since sometime in high school in Maine. It's been like he's been a part of this already. He was cooking those guys. He was getting work with those guys in KD, everything like that. I think the overall production, he's already playing like a veteran. He's playing better.
So was
than
Wemby
some
when
of
he
the
came in rookie year, though.
Correct. I didn't say Wemby wouldn't be the GOAT. I think he will be.
You said Wemby
GOAT.
will be one of them. You think Cooper Flag is going to be the GOAT? Though?
I think Cooper Flag will be the guy. Yes. I do.
I don't know.
I do. I think with Wemby, the thing that makes him crazy is that he's so tall and he can do all of these things, right? That smaller people can do. But I don't think he can do everything. And I think Cooper Flag can do everything.
All right, I got some stats here then. So who do you think averaged more points rookie year? Cooper Flag, Victor Wembanyama?
I'm going to go Victor.
Yep, he did 21.4 to 21, so they're at the same level there.
Okay.
Rebounds, obviously, Cooper Flag averaged 6.7, Wemby averaging 10.6. Assists, who do you think averaged more assists?
I'm going to go no, because this past year, this was a worse year for Mavs. I'm going to go Wemby again.
It was still Flag, not by much, 4.6 to 3.9.
I only picked Wemby on that one, mostly because maybe like at the center with the rebounds and the down court passes and everything.
But no, I mean, still close to 4 and then 4.5 basically for Flag. Like
Cooper Flag had to be the scorer this year.
And he was still only averaging 21 a game. Field goal percentage.
Rook.
Wemby, 465. Cooper Flag, 467. And my favorite of all, 3-point field goal percentage. Cooper Flag, 0.292.
Really?
Wemby, 0.325. So, I mean, Wemby's shooting it at a better clip. Wemby's scoring at a better clip, getting more boards, which is easily, and they're on the same part of assists there, at least in the rookie year. And Wemby's already in MVP contention in his third year, his second full year, third year in the league.
Right.
Like, I just think comparing them obviously is not super fair up until this point of the season. But
not at all.
To think that he's going to pass him, I just don't think there's anything we've seen from Flag to say that he will be better than Wemby. And everything we're seeing from Wemby is that he is going that great.
That's Spurs Wemby's rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
How was that team? Was that because they did get number 1 pick, so they weren't.
They weren't that great.
They weren't the greatest. No. Mavs. I argue that Mavs. I don't know. I argue that we're in a worse situation right now, and we're gonna get better quicker than the Spurs, have done, because now they're good. Now the Spurs are good again. Yeah, I remember Tim Duncan. I remember everything else.
Yeah.
I loved it. I used to like watching the Spurs 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, it's been
a while. It's been a while.
I agree. But obviously, yours is the basketball story. We'll do some baseball real quick. Talk some baseball stats real here to wrap up our second segment. I think many baseball fans here would agree. I think one event that I'd want to be at baseball-wise historically would be there's many you could pick from, whether it's the the Willie Mays catch in center field, whether it's the Jeter throw, whatever it is. There's just so many plays that stand out in baseball history. But I think the one I want to be at is Barry Bonds' 73rd home run of the season, which still has not there's been close counters with it, but for Barry Bonds to be the most dangerous hitter of all time, basically. What do you know about Barry Bonds?
Not much.
Not much.
All
right, perfect.
I need to be informed.
Obviously, anyone who is watching modern baseball is going to probably say Shohei will be the GOAT. And I'm nothing is going against that at all. But I think Barry Bonds is probably so he has the most home runs all time for any hitter in MLB.
All right.
And I'm gonna read you who has second place, and then I'll let you think where Bonds is at. Because it's
how far is he ahead?
Yes.
Kind of thing.
That's what I want you to.
Jeez.
I'm gonna pull up second place.
It's about to be like a Curry stat.
Okay, sorry. I'll bring up fourth place because top three are actually all relatively in the same range. But all right, second place has 755. That is Hank Aaron.
Okay.
Babe Ruth has 714.
Okay. Ooh.
Albert Pujols has 703. And Alex Rodriguez has 696. Those are the top five.
Shohei isn't even in the top five.
Yeah, no, Shohei's nowhere near that yet. Yeah, we got years to wait for that. But
okay.
where do you think Barry Bonds is at if the number two guy's at 755? He's not too far ahead. Not too far ahead.
And he's not that far ahead.
Not by a crazy amount at all. No. But
maybe
he
like
still leads.
9.
Oh no, he's still in the sevens.
Oh,
still in the sevens. Yeah. 700 home runs is crazy on its own. I don't know if you understand that. That is a lot of home runs.
All right.
But
I'll go 775.
762.
Okay.
Yeah, and he won 4 straight MVPs. But the big deal with Barry Bonds is that he was never truly confirmed from what I believe, from what I've read. I think it was alleged, and I think it was speculated, and more often probably true, that he was a steroid user. And so steroids during this time and during the early 90s and all that was very looked the other way because it was making the MLB a lot of money. There was the home run race between Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa back in the 90s.
Right.
And so the home run ball was what was drawing people into the crowd. And, of course, if Barry Bonds did partake in that, the 73 home run season he had kind of gets looked at a little different. There's always an asterisk next to his name. That's why he's just not – everything he's done is always going to be brought back to the steroid usage.
Yeah.
But he had MVPs and he had gold gloves and he had silver sluggers before those days when he was on the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the day. And so I just think that it'd be cool to be at that moment because history or not, nobody in the game of baseball has ever hit more baseballs over the fence out of the park than Barry Bonds himself. And I think as a hitter, I respect that. And I think as a baseball player, the idea that this man, there's a stat out there, I'll pull it up after the break, just so we can deep dive into that before we move on. But there's a YouTube video from Foolish Baseball on YouTube that went and broke down into if Barry Bonds played one full season of his MVP year without ever stepping into the batter's box with a baseball bat, what would that season have looked like? And he was intentionally walked on a crazy rate that year that I'll pull up. He was getting, I think he got walked more times than a couple teams the entire season got walked. Because nobody wanted to pitch this guy. And so the still mere idea that teams are not pitching to him and he is still able to be the best hitter in baseball is something that is always going to stand out to me. And one small thing that I'm sure you probably don't know then, before we get to break here, is so with bases loaded, obviously you have nowhere to put the batter because then a run would come in.
Okay.
But there was a game, Barry Bonds is up to bat, and the tying run is on second base. So the run from third really would not matter.
Yeah.
But they end up intentionally walking Barry Bonds with the bases loaded.
Oh.
So they're perfectly fine giving them the run because it's like, we rather give you the free run than be at risk for what Barry Bonds could do. Next batter, pop out, game's over. So it was a smart decision, but still, that's just how dangerous this guy was. That people weren't pitching to him with bases loaded either. Like, he is one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He is my undisputed GOAT. I don't think that many, like, there's other guys that you can have a case for, and that's what I love about baseball. Everybody could have their own GOAT, but mine remains Barry Bonds. And I think, well, I'll show you some stats after this. We'll get into it a little bit more briefly. But yeah, that was Barry Bonds. He is one of the greatest baseball players to ever step on the diamond in the batter's box. And I'll talk about him forever if that's the case. But with that being said, we will be taking our second break here. We'll be back shortly. Again, we'll get into some more, might get into some more GOAT talks here, break down most of it. talk about just what makes these guys so great to us. Make sure to keep it tuned right here. Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV here on 93.7 The Ticket.
A single mom of 3 was facing eviction, struggling with a recent separation, health issues, and no job or childcare. She feared losing everything, especially her children. But then she found support in her community made possible by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. She was connected to support. By the end, her bills were paid, she loved her new job, and hope replaced fear. This is what the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation does. They lift up young people and families so they can find stability, build brighter futures, and power a stronger workforce. Ready to help make more stories like this come true? Support the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation on Gift to Lincoln Day.
Welcome summer with Red, White, and Barbecue. Hog Wild will be open this Memorial Day from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., serving up our award-winning barbecue. Pick up a slab of slow-smoked ribs or a family pack loaded with your favorite choice of meats and sides, complete with buns and our famous barbecue sauce. Enjoy the holiday with family and friends and let Hog Wild do the cooking. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Well, I'm an interior designer. A lot of builders don't have designers on staff. I'm included with our Aspen package and can make your home more custom to your taste, your needs, and your wants.
Rachel's our interior designer at Aspen Builders. She's one of the reasons that makes us really good at what we do. I'm Bob Benish, and we absolutely love how Rachel takes care of our clients.
I think the biggest challenge with building is a lot of clients are worried about all the choices. When they come in, they kind of have a deer in the headlights look. I like to ask people at the end, so what did you think? And usually they pause and they say, you really broke it up, kept it simple. We just did one meeting at a time, so I wasn't looking at all the decisions I had to make. I had plenty of time to decide things. You walked me through it all. It made it simple.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10650 to assignee. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7626.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs. Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to our third segment of the day. Wrapping up the first hour of 3 here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, live on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Before we got to break, we were talking about Barry Bonds. We do have one text from the text line here about Barry Bonds that is kind of the sentiment here that I was getting at least with like how the league was looking the other way. Dan in South Lincoln says, did he use steroids? Of course. Did he break the rules? Clearly. Debatable. Was it discouraged or enforced? Not at all. So yeah, Barry Bonds, he really basically got away with it. Everybody kind of knew what was going on. There's even a video that I'll find you if you want to see it, that he ends up hitting a home run as his bat also breaks on the play. So he hits it, the bat shatters, and normally when that's the case, the ball's not going very far. It ends up leaving the field for a home run. So, I mean, like, he's just insane is what Barry Bonds was. And that got me on the debate and the topic of GOATs of sports. And so we'll wrap up the first segment here. We might do that to end both of our other hours here, just wrapping up with some GOAT talk. So we'll start with you, Peyton. NBA GOATs. Who do you got up there?
I'll go my personal GOATs, right?
Okay.
You know, because a lot of things are undisputed or, argued about. We'll go.
Are we going in order? Are we going in order or just like top five?
I'm just going to give you a
random. I think the order is the hardest part. Okay.
I think order is way too hard. I think I'm just going to give you a random, put them in any order you want. My favorite players ever watching.
Okay.
Easily got to put LeBron James up there. Yep. We're doing 5, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. There's LeBron, 100%. There's Kobe. Both of those two, my favorite GOATs, people I've watched, players I've watched. We're going to go KD, number 3. I love watching KD. I'm sorry. Big fan of KD on the Thunder. Big fan of KD on the Warriors for sure. Big fan of him on the Nets
top 5 all
too.
Time? I think he's top 10 for me, but what would make him a top 5 for you?
The fact that he's the availability within KD, I think not many people have seen it or tried to shed enough light to it. This is one of the guys that's been around the league for so long and has played so many games. Like, he's been actually a part of so many games. He even preaches it. Availability is the best ability.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other dudes that, freakish athletes, this and that. But I mean, he was technically first Wemby before Wemby. I mean, everybody says Wemby, this and that is like a, what's it called? A demigod. You know how tall he is and everything. That KD's been tall, still doing guard things. I mean,
he don't got that defensive.
He's
ability
a scorer. Yeah. The defensive ability.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right, that's fair.
But him at Texas too. I mean,
I think he is one of the guys. I think he's probably one of the greatest scorers the game's ever seen, at least.
Yeah, and then my last 2, I want to say, those that I've watched. I'm going to throw Kyrie in there because there'll never be another Kyrie.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He brings something else to the game. Scoring wise, everything else wise, you can,
I think
compare all
his
day.
biggest thing is always going to be. I think if he would have stayed with LeBron, they could have been the greatest duo of all time.
Yeah,
because not even to diss on him, like talent wise, he is obviously up there, but he obviously couldn't do it on his own. I think if he would have stayed with LeBron, they could have insanely built something in Cleveland.
I mean, I don't know about not being able to do it on his own. I feel like
he left to do that. He didn't do it.
He got there. He just, I mean, so many times has LeBron been to the finals and has not won too.
Yeah, but he gets there every year.
Been to
almost every year. He gets there in a consistent rate. That's the thing. Like Kyrie, I don't think Kyrie could win it on his own. Just simply not because of his skill set, but I think it's his play style more so.
I think he's gotten hurt.
Yeah, that too. But I'm thinking
next
back
run.
Yeah, I'm thinking when he went to the Celtics is what I mean. Like the Celtics run he had.
Okay.
Because that was where he went directly after the Cavaliers.
Yeah, there's a lot about that.
Yeah, I just think that it would have been best for him because I think what he brings to the table is elite. Obviously, he's an amazing ball handler. He has crazy court vision. Like he is very good with the ball in his hand, but I just think I don't think the play style that he had was able enough to at least carry a team for an entire season. And I think some guys are, some guys aren't. I think he would have been better off just sticking with Brown, I think. Or at least like he's not tried, but at least having another talent on the team is just, I think the best duo that we've seen was that LeBron-Kyrie duo.
Well, doing it on your own never really means doing it on your own, especially in basketball.
But I think
doing
that
it
he left to try to do it without LeBron.
Without LeBron, sure. I think 100% he can do it without LeBron. There's other teams that have done it without LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron's not even in the playoffs anymore right now.
Yeah, but he's also 41 years old.
And there was many times he wasn't in the playoffs the past couple years too. I mean,
since he's been 38.
Since Kyrie has left,
He won a finals in 2020. Anyways, who else is your last GOAT then?
So I got Kyrie in there, and then I'm gonna throw in, as much as I want to throw in like Melo, as much as I want to throw in all the other guys that I grew up watching, really. I'm gonna have to throw in Curry in there simply because he changed the game, like we just talked about.
Yeah,
I think simply just like you said, Barry Bonds, they're gonna walk him on a bases loaded, you know what I'm saying? Late in the game like that, they're gonna intentionally walk him more than they'll walk any other team in the league. They do stuff like that for Curry. I mean, they triple team him. They guard him from the bench, like people coming off the bench. They follow him around the court. Like he draws in so much attention that, I mean, just that alone puts him in GOAT talk, I want to say.
That's fair. See, my top 5 looks a little different. Obviously, I'm going to the easy ones we don't got to talk too much about. I got LeBron up there. I put Jordan up there. I never saw him play, obviously, but I can't ever not include that in there.
I never saw him play.
Yeah, exactly. But I think just 6 rings, I get it. But I think after that, I'm going Tim Duncan, greatest power forward to ever play basketball.
Right.
I'm going Shaquille O'Neal. I think, again, the most dominant player to ever play basketball as well. I think, like, the Shaq stories, the Shaq stats, just everything that dude has done on a basketball court and the intensity he did it with, it's just from his rookie year until he was maybe not done because there was some down years in there when he was maybe on the Phoenix Suns and stuff. But either way, like that dominance he had, that in his prime, nobody could match that. And then my 5th, I'd probably go realistically, I'll probably throw Steph Curry in there too, just simply on the greatest shooter alone fact. But
I think
I think if I were to go position-wise, I think that'd probably be my team right there, honestly. I think that'd be a good starting 5.
I think it's a solid team. I think my team beats your team.
There's no way. You got no defense on that team.
I got LeBron and Kobe.
Who's stopping Shaq? Yeah.
KD.
That is great. With that being said, we will be coming back for our second hour here. Second hour, we'll get a little bit more into our playing days, a little bit more about who we modeled our game after and just how that does impact players. We'll talk a little bit about that. Talk some more Husker baseball, Husker softball, what that outlook looks like in detail. And yeah, we'll keep it all here. This is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10650 to assign. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off of 14th and Pine Lake Road.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
After the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. But they explained everything before it happened. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
And the Westby for comeback athlete of the year is Rudy Gres.
How about that? 3 hits for Rudy Gres at DH.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres the 4th on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back for our second hour here on Real Talk. Rudy Gres the 4th. Again, a Memorial Day special. Anything you want to send along the line to our text line, 402-464-5685. Memorial Day shout-outs, appreciation, whatever it may be, anybody you want to honor. We got the text line here. We will read it all off, give our thanks and appreciation. Absolutely. But with that being said, as we start our next segment here, we do want to do some player comps here with some deep dives into what it is and then wrap it up with who our player comps are for our respective sports, being football for Peyton, baseball for me. So, Peyton, now that you started off here, what are you going to get it started with for which sport?
So let's start off baseball for me, and then we'll go basketball for you. Is that the one you would say you know least about in our list? Okay. So baseball for me. I mean, dog, who would you give me? Because me, I'd give myself like Mookie Betts.
All right, why do you think Mookie Betts? Like, what do you think? Okay, if you tell me what skills you'd bring to the table, I could tell you which.
Okay, the skills I could definitely bring to the table. Number one, in the outfield, I think I would go crazy.
Okay.
I think with my speed and athleticism, honestly, I might steal a couple homers from you. Like that's the type of guy I am 100%. And I'd love every second of it too. You know, I'd be talking trash, all of it. I'd like to say that with the speed, I can get on bases like really easily, pretty quickly. I mean, certain things that you could probably think that someone's not making is an out, or he can't steal that or something like that. Or even if I hit something, and maybe coach tells me to stay at 1 and I go 2. You know what I'm saying? I'll go 2.
So you'd be a cancer for the team.
No, I wouldn't be a cancer for the team, but I'd make it.
That gets you off the team. So
I'd make it though.
And if you don't, then what?
There is no if I don't, because I make it. I don't.
All right. So how certain are you? How many baseball hits do you have in your life?
I got about 5 wiffle ball ones, probably.
Okay. Have you ever? So you've never seen like real live baseball pitching? Like
never.
Okay.
Never had.
I'd probably go again for our Royals fans tuning in. Just assuming you could play good defense, assuming you're fast on the bases, but assuming you probably could not get a hit, simply respectfully. I think I'm going to go with Terrence Gore. And for those who don't know who Terrence Gore is, he's a Royals, rest in peace, former Royals baseball player who was really known for just being a pinch hitter, but I think he has some World Series rings in there, so he's a winner. But he had his role. His role was getting on base, being fast, and then playing some defense too if needed. So I think that's a fair comp.
Okay.
I think for basketball, I'm going to be honest, I'm going Dennis Rodman for me.
You were going to go Dennis?
Yeah. I'm getting rebounds. I'm still undersized, but I know how to read the ball off the rim.
Okay.
I think that was a skill set he possessed. So I'd go Dennis Rodman for that. And then I'd also go Dennis Rodman for the fact that he caused problems on and off the court, which is always so fun for me to read.
Like you do that.
I when it comes to like sporting, Rudy, yeah, there's definitely some stuff that can go in there. But
right.
I think that I like there was games he wasn't even scoring any points, but he was getting double-digit rebounds, like just stats he was piling up besides points.
Okay.
He was getting rebounds, he was getting blocks in there. So I think that is my player comp. He'd get ejected every now and then, so I like that. And he was a former San Antonio Spur too, so I'll throw that in there.
All right. I would honestly I'd give you more of a. I was thinking Dennis Rodman. He was one of my player comps, but it's the fact that have you been next to an NBA player really?
Well, no.
Okay. Do you know what position Dennis Rodman actually played? Like,
yeah, he was. I mean, he was listed as a power forward, but he was really their center. So I mean, he was just down in the paint.
Yeah.
He wasn't the tallest of centers though.
Okay, right. So I you're not a center.
No,
You're-
yeah,
no.
but I'm not. I'm going more off the skill set than my actual abilities because not many baseball players in the MLB are your height either.
Can you hit a 3? Do you think?
I mean, if I need to, I could probably get one in like 4 shots, 1 in 5. So yeah,
You'll be like 1 in 5.
yeah.
or 1 in
No,
4.
don't rely on me too often, but I
Can
could.
I give you 1 for 3 every 3 shots? You might make 1.
I could try.
Okay.
They'd be close. They wouldn't be bad shots.
About
I don't know if they're going in.
33%. I was gonna give you more of the Pat Bev kind of guy,
Okay.
just because
I
you
can see
said
that.
you like the defense,
Yeah.
that pit bull kind of thing, and you are like, I mean, NBA terms, you are undersized. I
Yeah.
mean, we are undersized, except maybe just less of a 3 because Pat Bev can hit a 3.
That's true.
You'd be less of a 3 for sure. Pat Bev, maybe that Matthew Dellavedova type of defense.
Maybe Chris Paul. Chris Paul was a little chirpy
with
guy
the
too.
Chris Paul. I don't know if you have the handles of the vision.
He didn't
for
have
that.
amazing handles. I'm a
But
good
he
good
has-
assister. I'm a good passer.
You're a good
I am very
passer.
good. I'm very good at facilitating the ball. So yeah. But
Okay,
dribble
okay.
moves, I don't think Chris Paul's got dribble moves like that either. But all right, next sport, what do you got for yourself?
What sport do you want to do next? What's one that we don't really talk about a lot, man? Do you have any soccer comps or football?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, I was a goalie back in the day, so I didn't really.
Really?
Yeah, I was a good goalie too. Didn't give up a single goal that season. I was very good at soccer. When it came to being a goalie, it was very much like baseball. You just have to have the reaction time, and I think that's what baseball helped me a lot with was the reaction time. So that was always great.
All right. I'll go basketball for myself.
Okay.
Right? I didn't do that. We can go basketball for myself. We got to save baseball for you, man. Baseball last, obviously, because you just. Do you have any tennis comps, dude? You said
No.
you said you play a
I
little.
wasn't very
tennis.
good.
You don't watch it.
I was
though?
good, but I don't know players like that either. I think I got one. So you do your comp for basketball. I got
Yeah.
one sport in my head already, so I'm good.
My basketball comp, jeez. I was honestly more of the because I was taller and lengthier than players when I was younger, but now I'm kind of just honestly maybe just I'm not undersized, but I'm about average, and I'd honestly say I'm more of a not even Josh Hart. I wouldn't even say. Who would you say, Rudy? I don't know.
I've never seen you play basketball. Man. I don't know.
I mean, I got a little bit of a 3. Not something you should rely on at all. My mid range is crazy, and then I gotta finish. I gotta finish on me. Honestly, man, I'm gonna give myself Kobe.
Wow.
You're gonna go.
Okay. I was gonna go John Morant.
You're gonna go John Morant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty athletic. No, I can get
Yeah.
up there. I could dunk. John Morant. I don't know if I could dunk like John Morant, but I could dunk. I'd honestly give me OKC Westbrook without the ferocious crazy dunks, but the fast drive to the finish, off the dribble, decent handles, to like maybe create some space for me. The passes, just really the all around athleticism, getting up there, put back dunks. I do those. Rebounds, he just get those just off the dribble. I'd give me that OKC Russell Westbrook for
All right.
sure. For sure.
I
I'd
got
do it.
I got a question on here. It says, how about some hockey, boys? You a hockey guy? I am not, but wow. Once that text came across, I did some deep diving, some deep research into who I think could fit the mold. And again, it's going to be very similar to my NBA player comp in terms of what I looked up and tried to find here. So Sean Avery, former Dallas Star, according to this list, one of the most dirtiest players or most mind-boggling in terms of So it says here that he would just do things on the ice and try to cause disruptions and try to be So I mean, they said that he had some sloppy play in there, which was always going to be causing issues. So I love that. That'd be where my skill set goes. I'm a partial Dallas Stars fan former Dallas Star. That stood out to me. But I think I'm going to go just the name I grew up on at times and wouldn't follow it too much, but I would hear most of it. I'm going to go Jeff Gordon from NASCAR. I think the way I drive is very NASCAR related. And so I think that is my last player comp, not besides baseball. We'll get into that right now, though. But I do think Jeff Gordon's up there. I've always respected the man, number 24 on there and all that. So, yeah, Jeff Gordon, NASCAR, I'm going that as my last player comp. I think I do think I'd be a good NASCAR driver in another life. I think that's basically just on the way I drive on the highway. That's my only basis for that. So, yeah. All right, now let's get into what we can probably talk about for the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is here.
Go New York Islanders, by the way.
Oh, God. And we'll start with you. Who was your football comp? Give me why.
Comp.
So we'll go player comp. And if it happens to be the player you modeled your game after, that too. If not, give me who those were.
Okay. So when I was a wide receiver, 100% modeled my game after. So I don't know if many people know this name, Victor Bolden. Whole reason why I even wore number 6. So out of Oregon State, had a quick nickname, Quick Six. Greatest player tape. Honestly, I watched. I remember when I was watching that, trying to be like Victor Bolden. Just the sheer speed, the size. He was more of a lengthier guy. Had some muscle, but it was almost he was almost just in between. So really speedy, really quick, could take the top off, but then he was a taller length. He wasn't even taller. It was just more of the length that he had, which then still causes him to do outside wide receiver things in a inside or slot wide receiver kind of body or kind of player comp. So definitely Victor Bolden. He was a college wide receiver a lot at Oregon State, which I really liked. NFL wise, it was always like a Calvin Ridley. I really liked watching Calvin Ridley just because of his routes, man. It's the way that he can speed up and shut down so quick. Have you ever seen him run a in or a dig or a
not off the top of my head, no.
Honestly, with the Bills, we lost to the Jaguars 2-3 years ago because of him. We could not stop Calvin Ridley. It was the craziest thing in the world. Every third down, they got to a third down, they looked for Calvin Ridley on a comeback route. They looked for Calvin Ridley on a curl, on a dig, even it got to the point where they threw him on a couple fly balls because we were so hesitant. Like we were scared. Yeah. I think we had Kyer Elam at the time, and he's now on the Cowboys, I think, maybe somewhere else now, but that guy, Calvin Ridley. And then another one, I mean, I'm just going to go my favorite wide receiver of all time, Odell Beckham Jr. Just the way he ran his routes. I think it was more of the swag that he had to him. I think at some point that a wide receiver has to learn swagger, has to learn a bit of prima donna-ness in order to be good. And I think I was looking at that as well as just the way he ran his routes and his hand-eye coordination was crazy. I mean, the guy one-hands kick returns. You ever caught a kick return or a punt?
I have, yeah. It's not very easy at all in general.
You think you could one-hand it just over your head? No, I don't know, man. But that's what I would say wide receiver wise. If I'm going DB wise, if anybody didn't know, I played safety and corner as well here at Wesleyan. I'm going like J Ram. Love J Ram. I just love the mess he talks.
I think you got to clarify which J Ram you're talking about because that's a baseball name too.
Jalen Ramsey.
There you go.
Sorry, Jalen Ramsey. I'm going. I thought you meant like era of.
No. You know, I would assume you meant Jacksonville Jalen Ramsey.
I'm talking Jacksonville Jalen Ramsey.
That dude was a man.
Oh man, Jalen Ramsey. And then who else did I watched a lot of Denzel Ward.
Okay.
Loved watching him too. And between those two, and then man, I got to bring up the name. Maybe we can look him up. He wore number 0 for Duke this past year. He's at safety corner wise. If you just look up the DB, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. Number 0.
Nothing's getting brought up here. They're giving me weird links here. I'll figure it out though.
Yeah. So basically, that's what I would say. My player comps would be
Chandler Rivers.
Yes, Rivers. Oh man, yeah, Chandler Rivers. That's a dog, dude. 6 foot, kind of a little like undersized, like me, stocky. He's pretty. He's swole. That guy's swole. Super athletic. He's just there to make any tackle, everything like that. Love that guy. I wish I could compare myself to Caleb Downs. I I think body comp wise, maybe athleticism wise, but the way that guy gets downhill and everything, decision making, I couldn't compare myself to him. I mean, good luck on the Cowboys. But that's what I would say names wise, bringing up any kind of names that I feel like I would resemble.
That's fair. I like that. I think mine. So there's
So
players.
baseball, right?
Yes, yes.
Do it.
So there's players that I think my game models after, then there's players that I tried to emulate over the years. So my first, the one that I think is the most accurate player comp is, he is now, I want to say he's a San Francisco Giant now, was a Padre, was a Marlin. His name is Luis Arias, and he does not strike out very often, and that was probably my biggest skill set, was that I'm able to just battle at bats, get the foot down, hit the ball wherever it's pitched, work my at bats as long as I possibly could, work walks in there, obviously work hits in there, but that was something about him that I always enjoyed. Like he was on pace to hit over 330 for a season. That didn't end up going out. He dropped a little bit, which is fine though. But he was on pace for an amazing season. He wasn't striking out very often. I want to say he goes on just stretches of like 20 at bats without a strikeout, and it's insane because the more you can put the ball in play, obviously the better. The more the plays that the defense has to make. A strikeout's a free out if it comes to it.
Yep.
So I think that's great that he was able to put the ball in play. That's what I try to do the most, and I learned a lot from his swing on just where my hands should be, how to get to the ball as quick as possible. Normally I have them just straight up and down, but then that means I got to go down, around, and back to get to the ball, and I saw that his hands weren't like that. So I was just modeling things like that to kind of make my swing a little quicker, or at least stay on the ball longer was the plan. As far as players I wanted to play like, there's a player, he won an MVP for the Toronto Blue Jays, Josh Donaldson. He's up there. The main thing I liked the accessories and the drip he'd have on the field was always standing out to me. He would rock the turtleneck, so I started rocking turtlenecks in like middle school and for baseball, and then I'd cut the sleeves off, and I noticed he started doing that. I was like, oh, that's awesome, because really you don't need sleeves on a turtleneck in Texas. And so we'd cut the sleeves off that, and then he always wear there's a baseball brand, I'm not too sure if you're familiar with, Marucci is one of our bigger brands.
No.
They make bats, they make cleats now, they make batting gloves, they make leg guards. But the thing that they made back in the day was an elbow guard, and they still do. But I bought the elbow guard just like his, and it's this big, bulky elbow guard. A lot of them now are more like, they're smaller, they fit your elbow a little tighter, so if it does hit you, it hits the elbow more the pad than anything. But the strapped one that I have just looked so intimidating, looks so cool. And so that was always the reason I had that. And then, of course, he got me into being a Blue Jays fan back in like 2014, 2015. So I've always been a Josh Donaldson fan. He's not in the league anymore. He didn't finish very great. He was kind of trash on the way out. But that is the guy I think I really tried to be like in his prime. Now, during this past season, I was trying to be like a little bit of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., if you know who that is. He is, again, a Blue Jay player. But I don't know. I'll throw a Royals name in there. I like Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield was another guy. He had some bat to ball skills that I appreciate. So that was always there. But with that being said, please stay tuned. We will have a special guest with more pertaining to our Give to Lincoln Day and all the things that we will be covering around that. So make sure to stay tuned for all of that coverage. Again, we'll be back in a moment here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome summer with Red, White, and Barbecue. Hog Wild will be open this Memorial Day from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., serving up our award-winning barbecue. Pick up a slab of slow-smoked ribs or a family pack loaded with your favorite choice of meats and sides, complete with buns and our famous barbecue sauce. Enjoy the holiday with family and friends and let Hog Wild do the cooking. Order online at gohogwild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8. The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Real Talk here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are joined by Jenny Scala of the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. First off, how are you doing today on this Memorial Day?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Pretty good. I know we were talking a little bit during the break about the weather, so that's always a fun thing to kind of focus on when like you said, there's no Husker baseball on Sunday. But again, so that's a great day here. But of course, we wanted to give you a platform to kind of just share what you wanted to share with all of our listeners here for our Give to Lincoln Day and everything that's going to pertain to that with you guys. So with that being said, anything you want to get started with before we have some questions here?
No, thank you for having us. And it's a great platform to be able to talk about all the things we have going on, cradle to career for children and families, and excited to have you dive in more with questions.
Nice. Perfect. So some that we have here, for those that are new to the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, how did you get involved with them?
Yeah, I was working for a national maternal and child health organization that was based out of the University of Nebraska Medical Center, and found out there was an organization called Nebraska Children and Families Foundation that was focused also on maternal and child health and early childhood. And they became part of a data use institute with others across the nation. And I was just so impressed with all what they were accomplishing. At that time, when I switched over and took a job with Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, they were focused on early childhood constitutional amendment that made education start at birth and go to 12th grade. And then an endowment was created by having public land trust dollars be matched with private dollars so it could go into early childhood programs. And it's called Sixpence now. And I just look back and think that was nothing that was being talked about in the entire country. And we were doing it here in Nebraska.
Nice. And so within this kind of industry and everything, how did you know this is something you wanted to do, and how did you get into this line of work specifically?
Yeah, it was a gradual progression. I started off at the University of Nebraska Lincoln, really focusing on health education and went in and got my master's degree in public health. Well, it wasn't public health at the time because we didn't have a public health school, but just learned the importance of creating environments as well as programs that really do the best things for children and families, and really focusing on the systems that need to change to be able to sustain those outcomes. And so right away, I've always been interested in nonprofits and in the different work. I was in childcare. I was going to be a teacher at one time, all that, but to become an organization and be part of an organization, because I've been now there for 21 years, just really was a fit of all those different things that I loved about being able to help the helpers, but also help individuals and then focus on partnerships that can really create the best outcomes.
Nice. Yeah. And so obviously I'm sure there's a lot of rewarding feelings involved in this line of work that you're in, but what is something that people might not know about what you do kind of on a daily basis?
Yeah, we really, because we're statewide, we are always working on barriers that exist that we hear from communities. So we have a lot of programs that go into the early childhood, the childcare type of work, or home visitation work, or the before and after school with after and before school care, but all kinds of work that it takes to really say this is not working for the children and families. And we get to hear from youth themselves or the children themselves and the families themselves to be able to lift up new administrative policies or to get private dollars to match some of the public dollars so there's more flexibility, and then get those into the communities where the communities know best how to implement the needs and the strengths of what's going on in their own communities.
Nice. And so I'm sure Give to Lincoln Day does become a important day for you guys, and we are exactly now 1 week away from Give to Lincoln Day, I believe, which we will the ticket be part of all day long, beginning at 6 a.m., and then we're going to finish here from 7 to midnight with the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. How important is Give to Lincoln Day to the year ahead and just making things possible for you guys?
Yeah, thanks for doing that on
Mhm.
that day. I think the awareness of just how by contributing in any way, if it's with resources and actual funding or even just being involved yourself, is really important. And to be that glue, the opportunity here in Lincoln, we have a collaborative called Lancaster Connected. And those dollars go into feeding that flexibility, but also into making sure we can leverage it with other opportunities so that again the needs of every community in Nebraska is being taken care of, but let alone here in Lincoln, where I grew up. And I think it's super important to always rally around the different opportunities and align whatever you can to make things happen. So much appreciation.
Yeah, of course. It's definitely a big day here for us, but we definitely know that this is an important day for you guys, and then whoever else we are able to impact with that, no matter what. So it is great to be able to hear the impact of that, and then be able to again help with this event going on and the day going on. So that's always awesome to hear. And one of the missions of the foundation is to ensure that every child can succeed in school. What does that look like in terms of making that possible from your end? And then what does that kind of look like? What is y'all's definition of success, and what are y'all striving for these children?
Yeah, we have seven cradle to career indicators that we focus on. They are aligned with the population outcomes that we can say that children were ready for school. They achieved reading proficiency in third grade. they're able to achieve early grade math scores and proficiency there, can't talk, and as well as high school graduation rates. We look at the post secondary enrollment and post secondary achievement scores and attainment. And then we look at employment. And we see that across the lifespan to be able to say, what can we keep doing better in our programmatic work to ensure that success?
That is awesome. I think a lot of the community here also has a very big emphasis on children and getting the children to succeed as much as possible. What have you seen over the years that kind of has indicated, obviously, aside from the numbers they all do look for, like what are things that in your day-to-day experience have proven to you that like the work you're doing, the mission is kind of being accomplished for you guys?
Yeah, it's always when talking directly with the young people. We had an event with the governor a couple summers ago, and just the young people themselves talking about when school ends and how important the summer programs are, and the food program in particular was needed to be extended because they don't know where food was going to come from if not. And because of that, the governor said, we're going to extend it then. And before that, he wasn't going to do that. So it's those type of moments that you can really know that we're making a difference, and we need to make sure the people that are most impacted are always involved to be able to make the change happen.
Yeah, and then pertaining to the food, like you're saying, how big of a problem is that here in Lincoln and surrounding areas that y'all do cover for people that may not know?
Yeah, I think in every place across Nebraska right now, in particular in Lincoln, if you look at why people are being called, even from their own schools, because it's they think it's neglect because of poverty or other stressors in that family's life. We see about 75% of those calls being called to the hotline. It's the child abuse neglect hotline because of not meeting basic needs. And so there's no real reason to have that be the answer, because that leads down a way that separates a child from their family versus actually meeting the need and getting those stressors taken care of, anywhere from housing, utilities, basic needs. We um, track that across the state. We have about already this year 185,000 who have come into that system, called a helpline, and find help and really got their needs met instead of being able to say, let's go call the hotline, which then could lead to an abuse or neglect charge.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think too, like for people that may not be aware, and then of course, like y'all's mission and y'all as the foundation are able to bring awareness to these types of things over just existing, basically. I'm sure it seems, but how did this become? And then we'll wrap it up here in a couple moments for sure. Don't want to have too long of a time for you here. Don't need you to feel like you have to be here all day for Memorial Day. But how did this become the mission, if that makes sense? How did y'all decide as a foundation that this is what the college is going to be about? Like what is the driving purpose for the mission for you guys?
Yeah, we were founded because of a federal act over almost 30 years ago now, to keep families together, to strengthen families. And because of that, and listening to communities and being able to address what I was just talking about, instead of having somebody being called in just because they can't put food on the table and then losing their child to that system, how do we build those promotive and protective factors in those families, in with the children, find out what those individuals need and really are trying to drive towards or aspire, and build a system around that instead of, it's called prevention. So it's really about prevention and opportunity is what we've always been about. And then we've created these lifespan initiatives because of the needs that we hear across the state.
Nice. Yeah, and then I'm looking at the website here too, just for clarity and all that. But so it says the values in action, yeah, prevention, opportunity, and collaboration. Can you speak a little bit more on the opportunity one, just a little bit? And it says here, word for word, we believe every child deserves the chance to thrive, no matter where they live or their ethnicity. How much does that ethnicity and like the area of living come into play for some of these children?
It is really one of the things that I think is a hallmark of what Nebraskan children and families can do is we can bring glue together to have people collaborate and to be able to address their true community needs, because every community is different across the state. And there are places where access to any resources are so hard to be achieved because of the geographic nature of it, or because they're just not available. And so just being able to have all communities be in the leadership of a multi-sector partnership, that's what we call the collaborations, is bringing all of them together and saying, what do you need most? And we're listening and we try to build it from there.
Nice. And before we get out of here, Is there anything else you want the people to know about the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation? And if not, and if so, then I'll give you the moment for that. Absolutely. If not, how can people learn more about the foundation?
Yeah, it's just again about us. We have been in the background because we want the community leaders and the programs and all of those to be accelerated, and to be able to be either aligned towards or lifted up. So we want everyone to come to the table in these collaboratives and be part of the solutions, but also be part of whatever barrier it is to be busted, right? So we need all. And that's one thing to know. And then to know more, I would just get connected by either going to our website or being able to be part of those here in Lincoln. It's the Lancaster Connected Collaborative, and it's sits out of the United Way. And I think everybody is always welcome. They have regular meetings, they have a community-wide plan, and they're doing some fabulous work.
Awesome. And then the website is nebraskachildren.org, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, yeah. For more information, obviously follow that link there. Get all the information you need. More about the mission, more about what they are doing here for the Lincoln community and surrounding areas, of course. Once again, thank you so much, Jenny, for being here. This is amazing. I'm glad we can be a part of, at least a little part of kind of helping you guys do what we need to do, bring some awareness to you guys. It was a great time having you here. Yeah, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, give to Lincoln Day, and really appreciate all the support.
Again, that is a week. We are 1 week away from that, so make sure to keep it all tuned. 93.7 The Ticket will be giving all of our coverage and helping out as much as we possibly can. Stay tuned here to Real Talk with Rudy Gres 4th, 93.7 The Ticket.
Some people are looking to buy their very first home. Others are looking to build. And some are refinancing to make what they have work a little better. But the one thing they all need? A personal guide through the mortgage process. At Pinnacle Bank, our local lenders work closely with you to find the right kind of loan and the best rates possible. Because every path home deserves someone by your side. Find your lender today with Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Well, I'm an interior designer. A lot of builders don't have designers on staff. I'm included with our Aspen package and can make your home more custom to your taste, your needs, and your wants.
Rachel's our interior designer at Aspen Builders. She's one of the reasons that makes us really good at what we do. I'm Bob Benish, and we absolutely love how Rachel takes care of our clients.
I think the biggest challenge with building is a lot of clients are worried about all the choices. When they come in, they kind of have a deer in the headlights look. I like to ask people at the end, so what did you think? And usually they pause and they say, you really broke it up, kept it simple. We just did one meeting at a time, so I wasn't looking at all the decisions I had to make. I had plenty of time to decide things. You walked me through it all. It made it simple.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Portland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. Lincoln Win Air Company reminds you, in times of war and peace, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment, patriotism, sacrifice, and courage keep our country safe and strong. We appreciate the bravery of our U.S. soldiers. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This from Lincoln Win Air Company, proudly saluting our troops and veterans this Memorial Day. We live in the land of the free thanks to the brave.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back. to our final segment of our second hour. You'll be stuck with us for another one. Don't worry. But again, we did just have Jenny from the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation talking about a little bit about what the foundation's all about, how they can help children in the area and things of that nature. So kind of keeping that on par a little bit. Wanted to kind of just talk about Lincoln for a moment here, because you and I both aren't from Lincoln.
Not at all.
We're from bigger cities, I would assume.
Oh yeah.
And so I think we see a lot of different issues here, and still some of the same in the community. What has because for me, I'll speak on it first and then see if you can relate.
Yeah.
For me, like getting here, obviously I assumed the community was going to be just a regular community, and it's not irregular, but I think you see a lot of these foundations popping up here that do have the community in mind more than anything, especially when it comes to like children and youth. And so what is something that the community, whether it's something specific or just as a whole, while being in Lincoln, has kind of surprised you, but obviously a good surprise, if anything?
I like how there's a lot of things like you even said that are being created, whether it's clubs, programs, companies just out to help people.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of them around Lincoln. There's a lot that I haven't even heard of, and then I just keep hearing about. And it was also very surprising how there's so many little events, quote unquote, to do out here. It's like people are like, oh, there's nothing to do here, but there's scenery and this and that. But I'm like, if you take a deeper dive, there's clubs, there's regular basis kind of just activities that are being had, whatever it's on, whether it's on books, it's on some kind of music.
Yeah.
There's those scenes, they're around here. You just have to take a little time and look, or even ask around. It's not even that hard. I mean, you take maybe spend an afternoon walking around downtown, the Haymarket or whatever, and just talk to people. You're going to find something, something that was really surprising to me, honestly, because before, obviously, I came here for sports, and I was just stuck in a dorm room and glued to campus. But then starting to go around Lincoln and finding all these cool little nuances, cool little spots, these niche kind of activities.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think for how small Lincoln probably seems to people outside of Lincoln, I think everybody here knows like that. Like there's things to do. It's more about, I think, the struggle or the difference between like San Antonio specifically is you really have to look for them sometimes.
Yeah.
And so that's always fun. I do like how, I know it's kind of this whole notion of, oh, Nebraska nice, and all the fans are mainly what that's being referred to, but really the entire city and is it a city or a town? I had this talk today. What's Lincoln to you, a city or a town?
It's just Lincoln's a city. It is a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, capital city. Duh. All right. No, sorry about that. That was my Texas education kicking in. But we talked about it this morning, so it was an interesting debate this morning. Not about Lincoln, but of surrounding areas. Either way, I love how everyone here is just truly, for the most part, you'll run into some people as you do in every city, but everybody here really does want the best for you, it seems. And I think that might have been more of a Westland thing, because that's what I took from there. But then I think it applies almost everywhere else. Like people who come to the mill, people who do so much for other people in this community. It happens a lot more often than I think people realize. How many resources are out there? How many, and like there's a reason we do have such a big emphasis on Give to Lincoln Day, which will be next week. And it's because like the community does so much for others, but it also does so much for us here at the ticket, as well as us individually. There's resources we could all access and all get our hands on, and that speaks volumes. Like even in San Antonio, we have them obviously, but there it kind of feels like, yeah, you're a number in our system. Here in Lincoln, Nebraska, I don't think that's ever the case. I think people truly see people for people here, and I think that is just something that does stand out. And I'm glad we have people like Jenny from the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation coming in here, shedding light on all that. Like it really does make a difference, and I'm very glad that we are able to shine a light on some of those people here in the community.
Yeah, I would say so. Me being New York and Florida, like you said, there's just so many of us, so many people. You're honestly just a number, or you're a tenant, or your customer number, this and that. But here in Lincoln, it's a bit different. I mean, I go to a specific coffee shop, same time every week for a couple, or same time every day for a couple of weeks, and they know me now. I'm now I'm paying. Hey, paying. Here's your order. How you doing? What's this and this type going on? That Nebraska nice, small talk you were talking about, which I'm completely not used to. I had to get I had to get a little attitude adjustment, honestly, coming to Nebraska. Everybody you want to ask about the weather, everybody wants to talk, everybody. I've had to be adjusted to that, because over New York and Florida wise, it's just, hey, maybe even a smile, maybe a wave, and then that's it. You keep pushing about your day.
Yep.
You're not talking about the weather.
Yeah, you're kind of just doing your own thing there. I've liked it, though. I've learned to adjust to it, and I've learned to like it now. And I agree. It's awesome when you kind of get these random interactions with people kind of daily is always cool.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. But with that being said, we will be taking our break here, transitioning over to our second hour. I believe we will be having the third hour. Yeah, sorry. I believe we will be having our Royals stream taking place over on our airwaves. If that is the case, you will be hearing the Royals broadcast in a couple moments here. If it is not the case, you'll be hearing me and Peyton again. So either way, whatever you prefer, whatever we allow, and whatever is on schedule, make sure to keep us in right here at 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet. And GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Coppell family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Coppell or at CoppellCars.com. All deals with approved credit.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Some people are looking to buy their very first home. Others are looking to build. And some are refinancing to make what they have work a little better. But the one thing they all need? A personal guide through the mortgage process. At Pinnacle Bank, our local lenders work closely with you to find the right kind of loan and the best rates possible. Because every path home deserves someone by your side. Find your lender today with Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
The year is Rudy Gres.
How about that? 3 hits for Rudy Gres at DH.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We're back. I believe we are still on your airways. I think the Royals game will take over at 2:30, so that is my fault for that. But you'll be with us until then. Either way, some Husker news came out. A new recruit added to our 2026 class, I believe here.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. I got the height, weight, and the schools he's coming above to become a Husker.
All right. Let's hear it.
4-star offensive tackle Timmy Aliu has committed to Nebraska. He tells Rivals Instagram. The 6'5", 315-pound offensive tackle.
6'5", 315?
Chose the Cornhuskers over Florida, Georgia, and Clemson. I think it's elite company to be in. I will look a little bit more at their class here because they're doing some good things with this class coming in. I don't know if you've looked at it a little bit too much or not, but I will.
I've seen a little bit of it. I like to kind of pay attention to those things. Just mostly because I don't watch a lot of high school ball.
It's fair.
So it's weird to me. I mean, I really start paying attention to you once you're already in college, not really where you commit to, you know. But 6'5", 315. I heard a name like Georgia offensive tackle. I mean, I'm 6'5", 315. I'm thinking Georgia.
Yeah.
But even that, I mean, some of their guys are really more like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8 kind of thing like that. They're not even, I mean, 6'5" is almost too small for Georgia. It's just kind of crazy to say, right? But
okay, my fault. He will be in the 2027 class. Sorry.
Okay.
But
okay. Oh, so he's a wow.
Yeah, he'll be a senior next year. So he's still growing.
He's still growing. Dude's not even so he might actually come out to be 6'8".
Yeah, hopefully.
By the time.
That's the plan. But no,
That's
I
kinda
think
crazy.
like this recruiting class that they are kind of putting together for the 2027 years, it's pretty impressive because you think about it, they got right now, as of right now, and there's still going to be some more people they can try to persuade and sign over the next year or so. They're already at the 20th ranked class for the class of 2027.
You gotta start early.
Yeah, and they obviously will be led by Matt Rule.
Yep.
If all things stay the same until then. But you got quarterback Trey Taylor, who 4-star, which is going to be a big deal. I think his plan was to enroll. He reclassed, I believe, and now he is attending Millard South football high school. But he will be kind of the way he explained it, and I can find the tweet and the quote and all of that. But his plan is to be in high school, obviously, at Millard South, and still be on campus here at times for practices to at least be around the team. I'm not too sure legally if he'll be able to participate in these practices or not, but either way.
Like, so next spring.
Yeah, he'll be around.
All right.
And he said that he's basically taking this year as a redshirt year, which is why he decided to move to Omaha, to Millard South. Elite company he'll be there with. And then you have more names on here. Torrey Pittman III, another 4-star. You got Jordan Agbanoma, a inside offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman, 4-star from Georgia. And then you go safety, 4-star from Georgia. The Georgia pipeline is getting there because we're not done yet. So you got an offensive tackle again in Timmy Aliu from Georgia.
Right.
So for him, for Aliu himself to commit to Nebraska over Georgia and being from Georgia, obviously I know that raises some, not flags, but that raises some attention for maybe NIL reasonings. But I mean, realistically, like you said, he probably wasn't undersized per se, but that's a different, like you're probably not going to be playing game one or at least your freshman year at other schools. So I think that might have played a factor into this. If not, that's great. Then you got a 3-star running back, Amir Brown, 3-star offensive tackle, Matt Erickson, also from Millard North here to go with Torrey Pittman. You got a 3-star in Jaden Travers, from Maryland. 3-star Katie Jones, interior offensive lineman. 3-star from Georgia again. I think they signed him a couple of days after Agbanoma, or it was the other way around. Either way,
yeah.
I think they go to the same school and they committed within days of each other. I believe was let's see, I actually have the date. Yeah. Day after Katie Jones commits. And then you got 3-star Tavius Ellis, Millard South, again, wide receiver. Caden Howard from Miami, Florida, 3-star. So I think they're definitely, like, I like the trajectory it's on right now. I think you're obviously going to want to be getting better. That's not ever a bad thing. And then in this class coming in this year, they have a 4-star offensive tackle, 5-star Danny Odom, DB, cornerback from Orlando, Florida as well, who will be coming this year, 5-star on that. You got Claude Mapoma, 3-star offensive tackle, 3-star tight end, Luke Sorensen. Any relation to Jake? Probably not.
Probably not.
Rex, yeah, he's from California. Rex Waterman, offensive tackle, 3-star. Larry Miles, 3-star wide receiver. Nathan Scott, 3-star wide receiver. Jamal Rule, no relation to Matt Rule, 3-star running back. And then you got a 3-star kicker in there. Michael Siriskis from Australia, which is where I'm blanking. Who is our punter? Archie Wilson is also from Australia, and also Pro Kick Australia is where he's coming from as far as what the school is listed as on here. That is their pro kicking like federation they got down there of sorts. You got letters of intent that are signed, not fully enrolled yet. That always worries fans here. You got a 4-star defensive lineman from Louisiana, 3-star lineman from Mississippi, 3-star wide receiver from Omaha, 3-star linebacker from Elkhorn North. And then, of course, you mix that in with some of the transfers we got here. I like how they're beefing up the line. I think last year that was probably the biggest problem. I think we can obviously point fingers and try to blame Mr. Raiola behind there all we want. But truth be told, I think the games that he was the best in before he got hurt were the games that he was protected the longest.
Yeah.
And for any quarterback in any game of any football, the longer you're protected, the better. But I think we definitely saw that drop off last year. The offensive line, at least for a majority of the season, I think they did pick it up towards the end of the season, the last couple games. But that was a very glaring issue. And whether I'm just speaking off of what I think or not, it definitely a weak line is definitely going to play some factors into what maybe caused Raiola to go down with that injury.
Right. So, I mean, what I would say is I like how they clearly took a lot of the criticism, a lot of what everybody saw was beef up the line, or even have more depth at the line in case somebody does go down. Showing that draft classes obviously shown that you need that, because with a guy like Calandria, like yes, he has the wheels. Yes, he has that, take over ability that we were talking about earlier with NFL quarterbacks. But that doesn't mean you want your quarterback running every play, taking hits like that, trying to slide, trying to get extra yards, especially a guy like him. He seems like that type. I spoke about it before, that Baker Mayfield pit bull kind of guy. Like, he'll go take a hit. He'll try and be Superman, really, maybe overly too much of that. And you, as a coach, you need to know how hot-headed your player is, kind of, and be able to protect him. Like, just be so far ahead of him that okay, Calandria's probably going to want to take off here on this play. But since we just got this O-lineman, we got this O-lineman up to speed. We got this depth. This guy's backup up to speed. Like, he won't take off. He won't need to. He'll be in the pocket. He'll be protected. So I like to see Rule and all the other coaches and like scouting wise think about that and build on that, because that's what they need for sure. I think, like you said before, we get somebody back there protected, not thinking too much about where they have to move, just about where to put the ball. That'll create some good stuff, and then you can stop hearing Rudy talk about how bad Nebraska is.
Oh, see, I don't talk about how bad they are. I talk about how realistic they play. There's a difference, because that's the thing. I don't ever come on here and I'm like, oh, I hate the Huskers, because I really don't. But I hate when Anthony Calandria is trying to act like this is an 11-win team here, because it's not. Not that the talent won't truly be there for an 11-win season this year, and it's not that they're bad. It's not that any of that. But in comparison to talent, I'm going to go through the schedule here. And I'm going to tally up how many wins I think they have. I'll tally up how many you think they have. We'll go, and then we'll break it down a little bit, because
Let's do it.
11 wins is crazy. 10 wins is crazy. I'm sitting around the 7-win range for this team, and that's, again, I talked with Adam Carricker about it when I was on his show last week.
It's pretty realistic.
That's if they can beat who they are supposed to beat. And again, my criticisms come from Nebraska, because sometimes that's the problem. Sometimes we can't beat the teams we need to beat. And again, it's not me being a hater, it's also me being realistic, because there are some teams that come in here and there's no reason we should be losing to them or going on the road and losing either. So that's where all that comes from. But with that being said, let's go game by game here.
Yep.
We got game one against Ohio, the Bobcats, not the Buckeyes. I think that's a Nebraska win.
That's a Nebraska win. That's a W.
Should be. You got Bowling Green coming in here. I think that's going to be a better game than people think, though, but it should be a win. That's one of those should-be's that I'm not worried about, but Bowling Green and North Dakota, who they play next, are a pretty slept-on team. North Dakota, I'll give them a win for that, too.
That is another Nebraska win.
And then you got Michigan State, who did give us some fits last year.
But I think that's a Nebraska win.
Yeah, I take that as a win, too. So that puts us at 4 right now. That's them.
That's heading into where again? What's the next?
Then they're going to Maryland.
Okay, heading into Maryland. Huskers 4-0.
Yeah, and that's not a crazy take either, because then that's literally like that. Like, you're beating who you got to beat.
Yeah.
Maryland, I mean, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
I think
that's one of the safer
this
picks.
is a Nebraska W, too.
Okay, so we're both at 5 now. Now here's where things get fun. You got Indiana. That's a loss.
Okay.
You got Oregon. That's a loss.
All right. What week is Indiana? Let's just talk about that.
That is right after Maryland, so that's week 6.
Week 6, Huskers 5-0. We take our first loss. We're 5-1. Indiana.
And then you go to Eugene, Oregon. You're not winning that one.
We take a second loss. Okay.
And then you got Washington, who people need to realize Washington is very good. They have a young quarterback. I think Washington wins too. I'm sorry. If not, those are the games that I think these two coming up right here that I'll mention are the games that you'll be able to compete pretty solidly. But these are the games where you have to play a little bit above what we expect, because these are the teams that are kind of in that same range of where I put USC at last year, and then where they're beatable teams, but they're only beatable if we can play clean football for 4 quarters, and that was our problem. That fourth quarter always got away from us this year, and this is all speculation because we don't know what the season's going to look like entirely, and I'm not going to act like I do, but Washington's a team that you can't really mess around with. You can't just play with your food there. I think you guys take care of business. Do I think they do it? For the sake of this, I'm probably going to say no. What do you think? You got them beating Washington?
We're talking about Huskies here, right?
Yep.
Actually, I watched their spring game a little bit. I watched their little purple gold, scrimmage spring game practice. I think that is one of those teams that, yes, like we were talking about with USC beatable. I think it's very much beatable. I think it's more beatable than Indiana and Oregon the last couple of
Oh
years.
yeah, absolutely. This is also a team that was 9-4 last year in Washington.
I think they're beatable. I think they're not like this juggernaut. So I think it's all up to what you said though, that Huskers have to play that clean 4-quarter ball. Like I not a single turnover. I think maybe one or two if we can force some back, but this is a hard one because it's not a loss because I can see them winning.
Yeah,
it's not a win either because I can easily see them also losing. So what do you think? I mean,
I'm going loss for it realistically, just because again I'm going based off the fact that we're
going to do worse terms. Then we'll go loss for it.
I'm just going based on because I haven't seen anything else yet. Not that there's like anything to see. It's not even I'm saying, they haven't proved me right. It's just I'm simply going off of what I think of this team as of now. And again, I've said this many times. I really, really, truthfully, deep down, hope that I am wrong. But
so you say.
No, I mean it. I know you're new here, but I mean it. I definitely want them to be good because it makes our job a lot easier. Because there's times where you'll find out. Don't worry. When we're losing and there's fans in here who are mad at the world, they're going to take it out on you and they're going to take it out on me and they're going to take it out on all of us here.
No, I've seen Husker fans after losses, guys. I've been around that. I've been around long enough.
Husker Twitter. Jake Sorensen, you need to ask him about his tweets one time because that was bad. But all right, so I have them as a loss. You have them as a win. You want to put that down or a loss?
I'll put that down as a win, man.
Right.
I'll be the angel on the shoulder.
Illinois, I got them losing Illinois. I think Illinois is building a great program there. They are a great team. I'm unfortunately giving them a loss.
What was Illinois' win last year?
What do you mean?
Last season. Win-loss.
I'll pull it up. Pull it up for you.
Talk to me about that. And then we can say if this is a win or loss.
I just think they're a good team too. Like
I think we
they
can
came in
compete
here.
With Illinois though.
Yeah. I mean, we lost to them 2 years ago here at home. Dylan Raiola with a spoiler alert, sack in the overtime to end the game there. They were also 9-4 last year. I'll go through some of their records here, or some of the games specifically, see if there's anything that stands out.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Tennessee at the end of the year. They beat ranked 23rd Tennessee, 30-28 to end their season. They beat Northwestern. I'm going from end of the season to the start because beginning games don't matter to me. Northwestern, they beat 20-13. Lose to Wisconsin 10-27. Beat Maryland 24-6, and that was important. Again, this was all last year. Every team out here is going to have new players, but going off of what we saw last year, we barely beat Maryland by 3 last year.
I give Huskers a loss for this one, just because I gave them a win for that other 9-4 team. We're going to give them a loss for this one. I don't know if they pull that back to back.
They beat USC. And we didn't beat USC. Yeah, so I'm going Illinois there, unfortunately.
Yeah, Illinois wins that.
Rutgers, I will give them a win.
I'll give Huskers a win.
That's one that fits in that you have to do it. Pen is not working.
I got one.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
I got it. Ohio State.
Oh, that's a loss.
Yes.
No, my Ohio State's going to roll over you guys.
And then the Iowa Hawkeyes, they go to Iowa City. I got them losing that one again. What do you got? A winner or a loss?
I got
on the road
winning
in Iowa
at
City?
Iowa.
Wow.
All right. I will take us over Iowa any day.
All right. That puts you got the Huskers sitting at 8 wins. I got them sitting at 6. So that was a little bit under what I thought too.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I know ball, and I think I'm correct. I think Huskers will get that 8 games.
I just don't think they're not beating Iowa, not on the road. And again, this is all just pure speculation. Sure, some of my bias will come into this. Some of my, I said it on my show when I had some people coming in and they didn't disagree. They just didn't like what I was saying, but they didn't disagree at the end of the day. I said, I'm not for my outlook on the season, I don't want to be pessimistic, and I'm definitely not optimistic, but I'm very realistic about this, I think, because realistically, some of these games are very tough. I've said it. I talked with Adam Carricker when I was on his show that stretch of October 10th through November 6th, where you got Indiana, and then you got Oregon, and then you got Washington, and then you got Illinois. Those are 4 games right there that you're at best, in my humbled opinion, you're probably coming away with 1 win, and it might be Washington.
Yeah.
If you can battle them out. But if you go into this and you got Indiana and you lose, let's just say 35-0, that's because there's a way to lose these games.
But look,
and look
Pretty
like
good.
you belong. Yes. Like if they
Yes.
compete, it's like, okay, like I'll respect it all season long if they can compete.
Oh, yeah.
Because if
for
you can
sure.
compete and you're in the right situation, that at least gives you a chance. Indiana's got to replace some pieces too. They're replacing their Heisman #1 overall draft pick quarterback. So I'm not going to just assume that they're going to run the world.
Don't they have his brother?
Nah, he's transferred out. He's not very good.
Oh, really?
They got who
I
did
don't
they
know.
just get in there? They just got
I
a
don't
transfer
follow-
quarterback.
I don't follow Indiana ball. I'll tell you
Brendan
that.
Hoover, I believe, is who their quarterback is from TCU. And come on, I put Indiana quarterback and they gave me Mendoza. They know what I mean.
I don't know. You might be
Josh Hoover.
Yes.
Josh Hoover from TCU. He had an amazing year last year, truly, at
That's a good
TCU.
thing. That's a good guy to get. I watched him a little bit. in
I was
certain
not
games.
thrilled. He's great, but he ain't no Arch Manning. But anyways, I do think like that is my floor is 6. And what all that means for me is I expect them to at least get 6 wins. If they go out there and they surprise me and they like if you beat Iowa, you get 7 wins with Iowa, that's great.
Mhm.
And you go out there and you get an 8th win against Washington or Illinois, you come away with one of those. I think like that's a season that you're not going to be happy with from a fan standpoint, but it's one that you kind of you understand that that's just how the season kind of went. You understand that these teams, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, they also do have just not more talent per se, but they've been building it a little bit longer. Nebraska's barely been building this on the come up for at least the last couple of years since Rule's been here. So I think that plays a factor. Like they've had this established. They got Dante Moore, who easily would have been 2nd overall draft pick, maybe if he would have entered the draft. And I think his talent's going to be there just as much
He's
as it
been
was
the
this
second
year.
quarterback off the board. for
I
sure.
think he would have been top 3 drafted though easily.
Really?
Yeah, every projection had him going that high.
With Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals, they probably would
Yeah,
have gotten
exactly.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
every projection had him going, and then for some reason he decides that he doesn't want to go, and he's into the. I still don't know why that was the decision. We could talk about that another time,
Money.
but he was going to make money in the NFL.
NIL's, but
He's not making more in college.
You'd be surprised by how much.
You think he's
money.
getting $30 million in NIL money?
I think
that's
he's
impossible.
getting a lot of. It's the politics behind it. It's the taxes and everything behind it, dude. I think there's a lot more bang for your buck in college.
Not if they're giving you $50 million.
But it's another year to make that around that kind of money.
You're not making
and just
$50
have
million
fun.
at
But just
Oregon.
have fun. Imagine just having fun and making.
You would have
money.
had fun in Arizona.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But anyways, with that being said, I believe now you will be coming back to a Royals stream here. If you want to stay tuned with us, follow us. Make sure you log in on your Twitter, you log in on your YouTube, you log in on your Facebook, or you log in on the 93.7 The Ticket app. We'll be live on all of those. This is Real Talk with Rudy Gres the 4th, gearing up to end our 2nd hour in about 2 more segments. So join us for that. We'll be talking all things Huskers, all things sports here, 93.7 The Ticket.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines.
Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
This is Grant Wister. I played at Nebraska, and after football, I wanted to build something in Nebraska that I was genuinely proud of. Champ Roofing is that. We built the whole company around one idea: do the job right and treat people well. Roof replacements, inspections, gutters, siding, whatever you need, our team is going to show up, communicate with you, and handle it with real care. Nebraska homeowners deserve that. Visit us at champ-roofing.com or call 402-858-7449.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
John just tried Runza's new Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger with its sweet heat bacon jam, pepper jack cheese, bacon, and cream cheese.
Whoa, this burger's like totally
What?
you know, boom, 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 boom.
Not sure I'm getting it.
It's totally jammin'.
Ah, I see. Well, don't jam with your mouth full. Try the Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Seems like just the other day I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. We've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
And the Westby for comeback athlete of the year is Rudy Gres.
How about that? 3 hits for Rudy Gres at DH.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth here. If you're joining us, you are joining us via stream now, as we are not on the airwaves anymore. They have kicked us off. But in reality, that means we are covering the Royals game. So if you do want to catch that, make sure to tune in on the dial there, 93.7. We'll be having coverage. The game should be starting in about 10 to 20 minutes.
Here we go.
The Royals, I will find out who they're playing just to make sure I sound a little more on par for that, because I know y'all want to know who's playing. The Royals will be taking on the Yankees today.
Yeah, Yankees today.
Yeah.
Yankees tomorrow as well.
Yep. Yeah, they just finished a series with the Royals, or with the Mariners. Apologize. Took 2 of 3 out of that one. So
who you got for that one, Rudy?
For the Royals-Yankees series, I'd probably go the Yankees just because they are, I believe, the best team in baseball right now, or not the best team, not even in the best in the AL East. I lied to you.
Yep.
But they are, wow, the Rays are just playing some good baseball. That's why. I mean, they're 31-22 on the season, and the Royals are the exact flip of that, 22-31. So,
yeah, I go Yankees, man. Go New York.
Yeah,
New York
Aaron
bias.
Judge has been kind of figuring it out lately, so that sucks.
Bias, you know.
Disgusting. I hate the Yankees Blue Jays fan, but that's all good. During the break, we obviously just wrapped up talking about Husker football, the schedule for the year, our outlooks on it. Peyton's got them going for at least 8 games. I've been going for at least 6. And again, like I always say, I hope I'm wrong somewhere deep down inside. I do hope that, kind of.
Right.
But no, I do think the Huskers have a chance. Again, it's been something that's been said a lot this year on our airwaves of that it's been a quiet season for the Huskers this year, a quiet off season for the Huskers. And I think there's a reason for that, for multiple reasons. I think it's because the basketball team was doing so good, the softball team's doing so good, and the baseball team are doing so good. So yeah, all of your attention is focused on the successful seasons and where things are going good. At the same time, I don't think there's much that people are not excited for. But again, the outlook for the season isn't one of, oh, we're going to be in title contention, unless you're Anthony Calandria, who does believe in so, which, great. I'd rather have my quarterback say that and be wrong than assume that we're going to win 6 games. I will say that for his credit, because either way he answered that, he was screwed either way. Right. If he says, oh, we're going to win 8 games, it's like, why is that your goal? But then if you say 12, then you got people like me who are like, okay, let's be realistic, Anthony. But either way, he was kind of doomed for that. But I did want to ask, as we did not get what was advertised going into year 3 for Matt Rule. That was supposed to be the jump. That was supposed to be the year that, oh, well, in this year he does this, and you expect the best of the best. And of course, that's based on his resume elsewhere. And it's not that you're holding him to that 1 year and now he's fired or anything. But going alongside, what do you think Matt Rule's year here will be? And what do you think? Because right now, I don't think fans are calling for his head or anything just yet. Mm-hmm. There are some fans that aren't happy. There are some fans that are pointing fingers at him and the players and whatnot. But what do you think about some of those callings for his head? Not his head, but again, like the upset fans. What do you think of the fans that aren't bought in on the Rule experience yet? And what are some things that you see, good or bad, whatever your outlook may be, on what could be possible for Matt Rule here?
As for the fans, I mean, let's touch that. It's Nebraska fans. We know, you guys know the narrative. We know the narrative. It's Nebraska fan. They'll love you week 1, hate you week 4. It's just what it is. If they're not bought in, they're gonna be bought in. It's all fan bases. There's the obviously the biases, and then there's the delusion. You know, there's just a mixture of that. So that's all I got to say on Nebraska fans who aren't really bought in yet. I mean, you're not gonna be. Sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. You're just gonna go through that roller coaster. As for Matt Rule, I personally think, I mean, Rudy, this has to be the season that the promise, is kept.
Yeah.
I think that's when Nebraska fans will be more forgiving. The higher ups will be more forgiving if it happens this year rather than if there is a next year for him. I mean, I know the extension just happens, but they could he bought out at any time. They're ready.
What did you think about that extension when it happened? Because it happened, I want to say a couple of days before the USC game, and I did not like that at all.
I think they jumped the gun.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Penn State talks kind of got them not scared, but it was a real possibility that him taking that Penn State job was in the talks. Like, it wasn't. There's a reason so many people were talking about it for.
Yeah, you don't just talk about it, just talk about
exactly.
it.
There was connections there. There was ties, like all this and that. And obviously, he was saying it all along, like, "Oh, I want to stay here in my wife's business, this and that." And that's great. Respect him for it, and I love that for him. But at the exact same time, it's college football. We saw. I don't know if you're too familiar with Coach Sloss from A&M baseball. The day after they lost in the College World Series, or that night, they're interviewing him. They're like, and one of the reporters says, like, there's reports that you're taking the job at Texas. Like, what do you have to say to that? And he's like, what a horrible question. Like, right now, all I'm focused on is A&M. I took the job for the Aggies. Like, all this and that. Like, I'm not leaving College Station. Very next morning, he ends up announcing and signing the contract as the Longhorns' new head coach. And so, like, college sports overall, but college football as well. You got the Lane Kiffin experience as well, going down at LSU now. Yeah. College coaches can really leave situations, whether they get pushed out, kicked out, just leave on their own, or bought out. Like, there's not too much loyalty among the players that we talk about a lot, but even with the coaches, there's a lot of moves that get made now, and there's a lot of promises that don't get kept. And I thought maybe that was obviously the reason for the extension. I wish the extension either.
See, Rudy, I'd rather it that way, like you said. I'd rather it the way. Let's say there is a contract talks. I'd rather coaches handle it in the way that you just talked about.
Like what?
Like the Lane Kiffin thing. Like, I'm on Ole Miss right now. I am on Ole Miss's staff. Do not speak to me about LSU. Do not speak to me about another school currently. In the offseason, when everything is over, this and that, we could talk about this. It's like in the middle of like they were in the middle of playoffs. They're still in playoffs.
No, yeah, but he didn't even he had to leave midseason. Like, he left he left Ole Miss midseason no matter what.
That's because he already decided on the
I know Ole Miss that obviously, like the he was signing there or whatever, cool, but
I mean, when there's speculation.
No, yeah, but I'm like the Ole Miss athletic director. Like, I clearly think is what was happening. That from what I understood from the tweets and all the reports that came out was that Lane Kiffin wanted to finish the season out with Ole Miss. Right. The athletic director said no, and so that's when I don't know if you heard about the whole plane incident when he was talking to the other coaches. He said, if you don't get on the plane, because he wanted to take his coaching staff with him. That was the plan.
Okay.
And so he said, if y'all don't get on the plane and go with us to, like, Louisiana, that, like, we can't guarantee you'll have a job. And I'm sure it sounded a lot worse when the media was breaking the news, like, get on the plane or you don't have a job. But that was the ultimatum. But a lot of it was trickled down from the AD saying, like, you're not allowed to finish the season with us. Like, go where you got to go. And I understand the athletic directors.
I understand both sides.
But from the same point, like, he wanted to finish season with them. He was at some of the games. His family was at some of the games in the postseason.
Yeah.
And so I think it was a weird situation, but I think that's also the college football realm we're in. And so with Matt Rule, I obviously wouldn't have wanted to see him leave because I don't think he's the issue outright. But I remember when the news broke that he was signing the contract and the extension, and we were here at work and we were talking in the back. What's up,
Rudy? Who is the issue then? Because if it's not the players,
I don't think that
it can't be the players.
Sole person. I think it is a collective. I do think there's problematic things from the coach and the players that happens as far as talent goes sometimes. But I think a lot of what Matt Rule does that kind of gets him the looks and the unwanted attention, at least, or the negative attention, is he draws so much of it to himself. Like, we really don't. Like, you don't see Kirby Smart. You wouldn't have seen Nick Saban. You don't see, I'm throwing him in there, Coach Sarkisian. You don't see these teams who are leading top programs with podcasts. You don't see these guys doing tours with Snapback Sports the week of a game. And that's not a problem. Like, I understand that you're trying to grow the brand as he's been doing since day one, which is an emphasis for him. Mm-hmm. But I just wish he would be a little quieter until the results could speak for themselves, and then bring in the media, bring in the Pat McAfee, appearances every week. And it's just like, you're doing all this and we just lost our fourth game in a row.
But then I argue, is that on him? I mean, we're in Lincoln.
He loves the attention. We
are in. I think everyone does. I think human nature.
If I have a job to do, and my job is directly correlated with media and the press, and with result result based. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Results driven.
You know what I'm trying to say. Yes, a job where your results are going to keep you in that seat or get you out of there. I would rather that be a little quieter. I'd rather you not bring a live cow steer into the media days, which again, media days are fun. I'm not hating on that entirely, but I'm just saying there's so much extra attention, and I want us to win. I want us to win more than I want us to have a podcast.
I think of it as other people are running this media stuff.
There's no way.
I think of it as listen to this. I mean, you're in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm sorry, but this town was built around Huskers.
Yeah,
right?
not around
it was
Huskers,
and then it was Lincoln, Nebraska after
So
that.
let me ask you.
What I'm saying is, as the head coach of the city like football team, like this is your team, this is their image. He's going to get a lot of press. He's going to get a lot of media, and there's going to be so much backlash if he doesn't accept enough of it. I think
I would rather have because
there'll be some losses. You need
but there's the thing. It's not some losses. This is our third straight mediocre season with him. Yes, we're making improvements. Yes, we're making bowl games, but in terms of what was expected, that's the thing. Like you said,
right?
This entire city seemed to be built around the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and it is
100% is yes.
But it's not built around the. Yes, it's cool when College Game Day came here. Not College Game Day. Big Noon Kickoff came here for Oklahoma, and the media was going crazy. I don't know if you were at that game. If you remember that game,
I didn't go to Oklahoma game. I need to catch a big one.
No, yeah, the media was crazy. Big Noon Kickoff. Fox was here. Everything was top of the charts. Dylan Gabriel's coming to town with Oklahoma, I believe, and everything's going great. And then they end up getting skunked. I'll look up the score here. Like, it was an embarrassing loss. In the first half, fans were leaving. And like you can bring in all the media you want. You can have all the podcasts you want. But at the end of the day, the fans here, they don't care about that. I don't care about that. I like talking about the Huskers when they're winning. And unfortunately, for the last year that I've been here, year and a half now, that's never been the case. I haven't had the time to get on this station and be like, well, they beat a ranked team this year because they haven't. They haven't beat a ranked team in years. They had a chance this year, fell short against USC. You've had chances to prove that you belong in the media. You just don't do it when it comes to being on the field. And I really hate the last thing I'll probably get at here and get your opinion on is someone in the media asked Rule about his outlook on the season and the schedule ahead. And he said that somewhere along the lines, he said, I like it because how cool is it to tell like a recruit, like, oh, will you come here? Like, you have a chance to take on Indiana. You have a chance to take on Ohio State, which is great. I understand the sentiment there. Like, instead of going there, why not try to be the guys who beat those guys? But realistically, every time those matchups have happened, you're not really coming close to beating those guys. And like all this hoopla about look at who we're playing. It's only going to matter if you can compete or if you can win. If you go out there and you get 35-0 or worse against Indiana or Oregon or Ohio State, that schedule does nothing for recruits at that point. Like, I wish that there was more, and I know it's not like he's not trying to win. No one's ever trying to lose. I just wish more of his attention was less on how can I grow the brand? Because really, we've seen it. Like, there's smaller market towns, cities, whatever. Like, you think about Pennsylvania, I don't think of that as the biggest place in the world. College Station down in A&M, it's a very small area of land. But when you're winning and you have the attention that it brings in from being a good team with Manziel during those days and whatever else came after, like, the attention's going to follow. I hate how much force there is.
You don't like how much of the potential and the what we could be attention he's bringing in. You'd rather the what we actually are doing attention, like the wins attention.
Yes, because then it's
that makes sense.
That's where I'm at.
100% makes sense. I say we just don't know what we don't know, Rudy. I think
but
obviously we're gonna see him on the media. I mean, it's being recorded, it's being shoved down our throat, it's being put in.
How many other college coaches have a podcast?
How many, Rudy? I'm sure how many of them have featured on other podcasts?
No, but he has his own podcast.
He does.
House Rules. You've never heard of that?
He
has his own podcast weekly, and it was. I think he stopped them midway through the season, thankfully, because I wasn't like that. Like that's cool when you're starting 4-0 against the teams you should beat. That's cool when you're 5-0 getting into conference play. That's cool when this and this and this and this. But it's not cool when you're losing.
Yeah.
And it's not cool when you're getting ran out of your own stadium. Like, that's my thing. I
see what you're saying.
I'm cool with it all as long as your results can prove that you deserve to have the extra attention. Like I'm saying, though, like Coach Sark does media appearances. I know he gets on podcasts and joins at times, but they're also winning. They were also in the college football playoffs 2 of the last 3 years. Like, there's some things that just because you're a coach, I don't think you have the entitlement to. And that's just me. That's just me talking as a more of a fan than a media person, because I want my coaches to win first and then, get the attention. Like Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin brought in so much attention to himself, but he also turned around the entire Ole Miss program. And that's great. Like, I want coaches that are going to do both. Because then you think about it, obviously the attention was going to be there for Bill Belichick no matter what once he made that move. But then the attention's there, and it's like now everything bad you do is going to get amplified even more because we're already watching you. We're already looking at you. We're already tuning in for your Pat McAfee appearance this week because you just lost.
That UNC season, Bill Belichick's fault?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, when he made the move to go to UNC, the attention was going to follow him no matter what. But that's the thing. Like, when the attention's on you, because he got a lot of heat for the season they just had. And I don't know if it was his fault or not. I'd have to see more than just one season out of him. But all that attention's there. And now all you're hearing is, oh, well, UNC this, Bill Belichick's not as good as we think. All these other narratives come out because all the attention's on you. And all the attention's on Matt Rule and this football team. I think more people would agree that right now, like, I don't think there's a clear-cut face of the football program. And I think that's just because a lot of new guys are here. And that's not the issue.
Okay.
I think Matt Rule has more of a presence than any player has ever had for this team during his tenure here besides Raiola.
Follow me on this, Rudy.
And then we'll go to break after this. But yeah.
So first season with Huskers, what was Rule? Let's look these up.
Talking about the schedule?
Just win-loss.
What was his first year?
23. 20. Yeah, should have been 23. I want to say
2023. They were 5-7.
5-7. That was his first season.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
First season
should be
coach. Yep, 2023 with the 5-7 record. So that was theirs, and their opening game of the season loss to Minnesota.
Yeah.
You go to Colorado, you lose. You beat Northern Illinois, cool. You beat Louisiana Tech, cool. Obviously, lose to number 2 Michigan.
So it's
Illinois.
It's just the fact that it's like Bill Belichick going to UNC. I mean, this is an NFL coach going to a college program that I think the previous years.
He's in his third year, though.
Previous years, UNC. I know. That's what I'm saying. UNC didn't do so hot anyway. He comes in, though, and they continue not to do so hot. But that's expected.
Yeah.
No one's blaming him. That's like, oh, you just came in. That's your first year. Matt Rule came in. We went 5-7. I'm not sure where we went before that. I think it might have been the 4 game. It wasn't greatest. Before that, I wasn't paying too much attention. I think I was a freshman anyway, so I wasn't paying too much attention.
2022, he came into a 4-8 program,
right, and turned it to a 5-7.
Woo!
So it wasn't successful, but it wasn't failing. So everybody was okay with it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Right. This was the outcome. This was as good as it was going to get, unless he either completely failed or somehow turned it around. First season wasn't going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Second season was, I think, about the same though.
7-6. So they did improve. They did improve there.
He improved a little bit, and that's when you start giving the Nebraska fans a little bit too much hope.
Yes,
because you give them just a little bit, and they're gonna expand it. They're gonna kill it. It's amazing.
And then they finished 7-6 again.
And then they finished 7-6.
7-6, and then
now you're wondering if this should be getting better.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, I'm not out on him. I don't dislike the guy. He's obviously doing more than previous coaches have, and that is great. But my thing always comes down to, again, I'll revert it back to what you said, and we'll probably just roll through the break here. We're on stream, so we got the ads on Adobe here pulled up, so we'll be good. We'll just run through the entire break, wrap it up here, but in a couple segments or in a couple moments. But my thing is, when, like you were saying, the entire city is built around Memorial Stadium, no matter what, again, and it's not to discredit any other program here, because our programs here are amazing. But not many other programs on our campus are going to get the stadium filled out for a loss as much as they do. And that's the thing that it comes down to, is these fans, including myself, you're built on this idea that, oh, the Husker football legacy and everything that is attached to it. You're not, like, that's not 7-6. It's the same thing when the Longhorns have it down here. It's like, you don't expect that from such a high caliber team. So yeah, like, now you are disappointed. Now you're frustrated, because if we look at it here, they finished 7-6. But that also includes a stretch of 4 straight losses. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 7. Oh, no, this is a whole different year. I apologize. I think it's worse on this one. So, they ended the season losing 4 out of their last 5, which
not good.
USC was one of those. Again, I've said it since day one, and I'm not a Raiola fan, but if he stays healthy, doesn't get hurt, I do think they'll win that game.
Yeah.
I think that it was one that would have had to be won at the end, and I think if he's in that game, we probably have a better chance. But again, doesn't matter. They lost.
I wish they developed their backup quarterbacks better too.
Yeah, I agree. That's just the, like, that's the not bad part, but that's the thing about, like, they bring in so many young quarterbacks
And
too, so it's like
on
you
the
don't give them a
coaching-
chance.
That one's on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
That is because as a player, like I mean, if your backup isn't up to par with you, that's not necessarily on you per se, like on other players, like up to your athletic ability, up to your not even your athletic ability, but your decision making, the stuff that you've been taught by your coaches.
Mhm.
That is on your coach.
Yeah.
Every coach knows your team is only as good as its weakest link. Like you're only as good as your weakest link.
Yep.
Your 2s and 3s. You need to develop your 2s and 3s. And we just saw that. I mean, Raiola going down should not mean no one can just step up and take over. Like that's not what that means. That's what a complete football team looks like. That's what any complete team looks like.
Yeah.
Someone goes down, their next guy needs to be ready.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's also tough. Like I do think they should have won that game because USC was not as strong as they looked.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
Not
I
as
think it's a
strong as
tough
they've been.
situation for TJ Latif to come into his first real game, at least besides like some of the earlier games on the season, and then have to lead that comeback, especially when USC was. I've never seen the run game. The run defense last year was not great for us, but they were really abusing that just up the middle last year. Like it was not good from top to bottom. But then TJ Latif gets his start, go up to UCLA, you get a win at home in Pasadena, great, and then you lose your last 3. You lose to Penn State, which okay, cool. You think of the name Penn State. They didn't have Drew
That was
Aller.
a weak Penn State.
Yeah, they didn't have Drew Aller. He was out. And they didn't have head coach James Franklin at that point. So like that was one that again, not just the loss on its own, but you lost 10-37.
Yeah,
like that can't happen.
That's the weakest Penn State team that we've seen
in
quite
years.
some time.
Yeah. And then you go to Iowa. Sorry, Iowa comes here. You lose 40-16.
Yeah, that one hurt. I was there.
And then you go to you play Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl, lose 22-44. Like I'm just again, it's not that I'm not sitting here saying, oh, the coaches don't want to win or anything similar to that at all. But I just wish that a lot of this extra nonsense could be pushed off for now.
Yeah.
And then okay, now you're because like even 8 wins. 8 wins is a good mark for a team that is rebuilding. And they are rebuilding. They're never going to admit that word for word that some of these years have been rebuild years or anything. But looking at the season ahead, like I think if you can get 7 to 8 wins, that's a good season for the Nebraska Huskers with all things considered and all the context. I don't think we need to see Matt Rule on Pat McAfee, at least not weekly. Show up, sure, talk about your guys. If you win, show up. I just didn't like how that was such a big thing. And the media obviously makes it bigger than anything as I'm doing right now.
His kid was just born, by the way, so he probably won't be on Pat McAfee's show for a bit.
Probably not.
Yeah, Pat McAfee is be too busy being a dad.
That is true. Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, man.
But no, I just wish I want all of this, and I say all of this with one thing in mind, that I do want Nebraska to return to relevance and be good. Because when they are talked about and the media cares about Nebraska and they're giving something to the media to really care about, it's always fun. I've always said it. College football is so much better when Nebraska's doing good because then you can these rivalries mean something. Now you like that. Like we're not going to get Texas and Nebraska on a football field anytime soon unless truly Nebraska can get to that Texas level of winning double-digit games. Like that's where Texas is set up for. And I'm not saying that because I'm just a Longhorn fan.
Winning.
That is insane. I'm not saying that as a Longhorn fan to just get to our standard, but they went through some of these down years and Coach Sark got them out of there, got out of the dark days. And now they're in the SEC as a top team. Things are going great there. Like, that's what I want to see for Nebraska. I do want them to be a top team in the Big Ten. It's just, I don't know whose fault it is for that not being there. And I don't want to say fault as blaming either, but something's got to change here. And I just think the schedule this year is not helping.
The culture.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys do come in
fans.
here with just, I've said it. I think a lot of guys probably come here with the idea of like, not okay. Let me rephrase this. I don't think a ton of guys come in here with the idea of like what the softball team has or what the baseball team has, where you're truly thinking team mindset, team picture. I'm thinking about the big picture at hand, and I think that's just college football in general. Though I think a lot of guys come here for the money, come here probably for the glory of being a Nebraska Cornhusker, because that does hold weight no matter what. I just think a lot of the teams we see on the football field at times aren't the most unified, and I think we know this. The more all 11 guys on any side of the football are connected, the better you're off. And I think at times we might not have seen that, and it might have been from a certain quarterback that probably made things all about him. But that's just my opinion. I do want to see this team more unified, and I think that probably would fix some problems. And I do want them to be good. And I want Matt Rule to figure it out. I just don't want podcasts. I don't want Snapback Sports. You know who Snapback Sports is? You ever seen their videos?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
I was around before they changed their name.
Oh, really?
Yes, before they trademarked their
wow.
name. Snapback.
Yeah, I don't need Icy Vert in the locker room. Like, I don't need all of that. Like, I want you to go out there and win. That's it. Simple as put.
What if the players need it?
Didn't show this season, so I don't think they needed it. But Anyways, anything you want to get out before we get out of here? I'll be getting out of here. You'll be sticking around with Tristan Gomez here. You all will be taking over for the next hour or so. Anything you want to get out while we end Real Talk here on Memorial Day?
Shout out Josh Allen. Shout out Bills.
Wow.
Shout out Midas McCaff. Yeah.
No idea what that is, but yeah.
That's his kid, Midas.
Wow, that's
yeah.
Never thought I'd have a grown man glazing a grown man on my show, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
You talk about
with that
Wemby.
being said, this was Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth. Again, this was our Memorial Day special. 3 hours of a little bit of everything. Honestly, we talked baseball, we talked basketball, we talked football, we talked the Nebraska Children and Family Foundation came in. Lincoln, Give the Lincoln Day is going to be a huge thing for us here, no matter what. So make sure to keep tuned for all of that next week, as we will be doing coverage, doing all we can to help as well, all around the community. With that being said, thank you once again for sticking with us here. This was Real Talk with Rudy Gres the Fourth. Make sure to keep it tuned for all the rest of our coverage here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.